Alright. Well, it's been a while I played this game. I'm really sorry if I only record this game right now, right away. I didn't really have any chances previously, even like last week. Even some of the weekends as well. Have been like a hard time to record this game. So sometimes like anything I have planned to record or continue this game has been like very dreadful lately. So anyway, I'm sorry for like a bit of a very rough intro. Hello everyone, Yumeji here. We're finally getting a Happy Saint Sheol, and I finally decided that we're going to go for branch by branch instead of like, oh, we finished day three, so you'll see day four part one instead, and then day five part one if there will be more. So instead of like day three part one, day three part two. So at least like we could see a little bit more of like differences. Now I'm unsure if again I don't remember completely the some of the comment if they said anything. I will check that later after recording this, I guess. I'm not sure if this game has multiple endings and if it matters in the choices as well. So that's one thing I would need to stay on a bit. Anyway, without further ado, let's continue now, and I will start by reading this. This started start of the passage anyway. The start of the chapter 4. When I come to, I stand beneath a familiar sky. At my feet is a dragging, sucking, sticky muck. An odor of entrails threatens to split my mind into blood and flesh. I don't know whose. Rain down from overhead. It's a dream. That dream. The dream of an angel. The dream of the angel. Her frail arms embrace me tightly, as though trying to take me away from this dreadful view. My toes point dangerously towards the very edge of the cliff. I'm about to fall. I don't even remember how things came to this. Breathing hard, I swallow, then sense a presence from behind. Hair tickles my cheek. Then a soft breath that doesn't match this place goes across me. It's an angel. Okay. An angel has caught me and won't let me go. That angel looks familiar though. My head won't move. I can't lift my arms. I rally every ounce of my strength, trying to kick the ground and flail my arms. But it only serves to further crush the blood and gut struck to my shoes and clothing. It's also glitching out, isn't it? Light shines down. Light shines down, blinding me. A pure blazing white light. The angel's wings unfurl, casting a shadow on me. Oh, casting a shadow on me from overhead. The angel squeezes my body even more tightly, so tightly it feels like my organs will be crushed. I feel both the warmth of the angel and a terrible freezing chill down my spine. The angel looks down at my terrified face and gently smiles. Let go. I struggle desperately trying to escape the angel, and then finally shake free. I'm not sure if like every time I speak it will record my voice, so I do have already like not only like the RN noise, I guess, the good one, but also have like a noise gate anyway. Eventually, the angel's face come across. The angel's face comes into sight. It's her face, and I've met her somewhere before, haven't I? Well, definitely. Could recognize the hair. It's Maya. That would be nice if there's like a way to like disable the effects at least. What should I do? Oh wow. We're starting already to the work. So thankfully we start with that instead immediately. Yeah, straight to the point. Wow, we don't even have anything to say about that. Alright, let's just go to work. I guess this one. No, not really. Get up the apartment office. Enjoy. Okay, everyone. Let's all keep on loving one another as we might today. Only one or two people respond through the day. With the main bishop's morning greeting finish, Securate gives a silent bow. The morning the morning starts the same way as always. I'm sorry if there are chicken noises right now. It's the morning anyways. Wait here until I return. Don't do anything. Today's job will be difficult for newcomers, so prepare yourselves. Secret follows Bishop Havelock. Where I can ask about it, Secret disappears at the end of the passage. He's always like that. Not much other choice. I sit in the room with Maya, the other newcomer, and decide to wait for him. I wonder what he is always doing with the bishop. Maybe. I think he has it pretty hard. He has to do his regular department work while helping with the bishop's work, doesn't he? Yeah, he's one of those auxiliary bishops apparently. Yep. No, I don't really know why he takes on all these painful tasks either. In all honesty, I don't know much about. I don't know much at all about auxiliary bishops. Dr. Gret, Dr. Gret gave me a basic rundown yesterday, but that's all. Guess you can also request cool stuff in it. Even so, I said the word since it came to mind. I probably don't want to cut off my conversation with Maya. I think that's it. It's more like he's just always with the bishop. And she's a little difficult to get used to. You thought the same too, huh? Doesn't the bishop seem doesn't the bishop seem kind of weird sometimes? Like her face will suddenly go all serious in the middle of a conversation. But she doesn't really do it. It just feels like she does. Yeah. It's kind of ominous, I guess. Yeah, maybe. I'm also not gonna try to voice act today. Probably not a good idea to say stuff like that without thinking. I don't know. She's slow at talking, but I don't get a bad feeling from her. Or an ominous one either. But really, maybe you're just oversensitive. Six dots. Man, did something happen? Huh? What? To be honest, I'd be lying to her if I said I didn't recall anything last. If I didn't recall anything that had to do with the blonde-haired girl. See, I wish I could tell her nothing happened. I wish I could tell her nothing happened, but for some reason, my mouth doesn't want to open. The awkward silence continues until she says something. If it's nothing, then that's fine. Contrary to her words, she looks around, still apparently waiting, still apparently wanting to say something. Belle, what is your relationship with the blonde girl? What? I feel my heart cease its beating just for a moment. Why do you ask that? Why? Well, I saw you too, and possibly surprised at me raising my voice. Maya looks down and starts mumbling. Because I'm not familiar with how people talk in the capital, I can't really tell what she's saying. What? What do you see, Maya? Perturbed, I asked her again. But then I realized that what I'm doing has scared her. So I take a deep breath and uh, take a deep breath to try and rationalize things inside my head. It might just be a coincidence, but just then something flies at me from behind. It hits my back, and whatever it is sticky and cold. And it falls to the ground with a disappointing sound. Naturally, I close my mouth again and look in the direction of the noise. It's some kind of white. It's some kind of bright red clump with a yellow mass and dark blue blood vessels stuck to it. Blood seeps from it, staining the wooden. The scene from my dream flashes through my mind. It's absurd, but but as the embarrassment passes, I don't actually feel much confusion. Eventually, I hear a man's awful shriek, like nails on metal. It doesn't take long for me to realize that the horrific sound is coming from my own throat. Several people nearby burst out appearing to revel in my shock. I look up and see a few vaguely familiar cleanup, department priests going past. Alright, I don't know them. Well, making sure I'm recording this with like other, by the way. Yeah, Bell, Bell. Girls wearing thick face powder and boys wearing purposely baggy clothes have formed a pack of delinquents, okay? They menacingly grin at me. I search my memory. I definitely seen them before. They're the ones who were who were near Blondie. One of them meets my eyes, then raises his voice theatrically. Oh no, he saw us. The guy next to him, clearly holding in the laugh at the first jokes, claps him on the shoulder. Hey, what was that throw? Your aim sucks, man. Quick laughter. Ah, sorry. Wait, are you mad? Is he seen it or something? Wow, is this his first time seeing a mouse or what? Amidst all the words flying back and forth, one person's voice catch my ears. A mouse. I look at it again. On the floor is a dead mouse. Its fur snarled and its pupils clouded over. Definitely not what I saw a moment ago. Wait, but just before it flustered, I groped out of my back where it hit me. My hand comes back clean. Of course, no blood to speak of. Then my dazed ears hear a voice cut through the tumult. That that high, bouncing, sickening twang. Oh, come on. Quit bullying the poor new guy. Little Belle is weak-hearted. You scared him. As she grins, she joins in with the others. Others' loud laughter. I don't even want to know what did they talk about before this. And Freckles' little sis is still with you. With you too. Are you going out or what? Hey, if you say stuff like that, your head might go flying. Yes, you know, the magic department. Ah, Arnold Ternadas. The one priest takes out a pinky and gestures with it. I've never seen someone do that before, but I immediately realize what he means by it. Yeah, now I'm jealous. What had a country bumpkin like him to get that far? Did he yank his pants off in front of the princess or something? Well, that's not just a minor love affair, huh? No. Isn't that something? Even more laughter rings out. Maya just stands there. They're frozen with all the glares on her, unable to hide. Their frivolous words make me feel faint. Did they know? How much? Everything. Since when? Was I the only one who didn't know? Despite being directly involved, how many people knew about this? Eventually, I opened my mouth to ask the one question that made it through all the chaos in my head. What are you all doing here? Aren't you working? Why aren't you working? Oh, it's auxiliary bishop. I'm so scared. So for a moment, this dead mouse mama walking. Luckily, Securite's entrance immediately breaks them up. As they scatter and head out of the room, stops the blonde-haired girl. Get to the bishop's room. She has something else to say to you. You got it, Bob. She leaves and the room is suddenly silent again like it was before. Only the three of us in it. 6 dots. How long are you gonna how long are you going to stand there? Ready yourselves. Full corridor. Hey, about the magic department. What about it? Neither of them seems surprised or questioning. I recently transferred here. My engagement with I'm literally the only one who didn't know. But are you okay? Was that really your first time seeing a mouse? No, of course not. That was just I guess I'm a little tired, I suppose. That's because you go out at night despite not doing your job. You sure know all about me. Don't fall in love with me now. Are you being serious? No, but you seem like you can take a joke. Seriously, dude. And yet, for everything you say, you always come rushing to help out whenever something happens. I wasn't coming to rescue you. I'm really glad you came, Q. Thank you. You don't need to bother with people like them every single time. You'll stop coming after a month or so of work. Oh, so you can quit the cleanup department. Wait, for real? Huh. I thought I was the only one who'd ever be switching departments. But once again, he shuts his mouth the moment things get a little awkward. Maya sees that and opens her mouth to speak first. And she breaks the silence. I gratefully put in a few words too. So Q, how long have you been working in the cleanup department? Oh yeah, you're really passionate. You're really passionate about this. You've been rotting away in the disposal team for how many years now? You gotta aim high, right? Jeez. He stays silent as always. I clap him on his slender back. On his slender back. Maya gently lowers her voice and starts twiddling her thumbs. You're so smart. I bet you could be in the academics department. I guess if I were to able to change departments, I'd want to go to the health department. I really like being able to help people, so maybe what? Oh yeah, that would really suit you. You're kind of an angel already. What the hell? You're going to say that? If you were in the health department, I'd come hang out every single day and bring you an apple. Thanks, Belle. I hope you do well in the magic department too. Oh dear. Alright, the magic department. All the stuff from before starts to get to me again. Sensing my discomfort, Maya's face clouds over. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking a little about the magic department. I wonder what kind of place it is. Oh, I accidentally clicked out of the window. I mean, they do exorcisms and stuff. Exercise, I can do that. No, exorcism. That's not what I said. I was just kidding. Yeah, I knew it. I didn't realize exorcists were different from regular clergy. I mean, even we get called father in such in town, right? We in the department aren't clergy or exorcists. Well, we're just the cleaners. We're just janitors. My shoulders jump at Secret's sudden casual words. And that's all. He doesn't react any more than that. He just brushes my hand off his back and walks down the hallway. If a cleaner is all he thought he was, why was Secret still working his butt off in a place like this? If that weak-looking bishop heard him say that, he'd probably start crying. With the conversation cut off, Maya and I can only awkwardly follow Secret to work. Oh, wow. We're in the forest. We follow Secret to a path that's very different from the kind we've seen at the temple or in the residential areas. I'm not sure how to put it. The air feels different or something. It's not a place I would have assumed we'd be working in. A thick fog hangs between the trees, obstructing our vision. The path we walk is unpaved. My feet get caught on corners of stones or tree roots every time I take a step. I nearly trip several times. Secret is headed deeper into the forest. Though it's morning, the fog is hanging strangely low. Welcome to Silent Hill, buddy. The two of us trail behind them, since we can see more than a few inches in front of us. Though we're flailing our limbs. for the most part. Secret, however, is having almost no trouble finding and keeping its footing. If we lose our way here, we'll probably be lost. We'll probably be lost for a considerable amount of time. As if in agreement, Maya and I keep our mouths tightly shut and eventually cling to Secret's arm and shoulder. That's the only way we'll get anywhere safe and sound. Meanwhile, I'm not exactly a happy camper. Why do they even expect people to do this kind of work? At the same time, though, I can tell the boy in front of us comes here pretty frequently. 20 minutes pass after the last sign of anyone else. Finally, the three of us stop in front of a small hall. Interesting. Hi, Kubo, Bali. The air around the hut feels clearer than the path we came here on. It's like being in the eye of a storm, although I'm not sure that expression applies here. Tigger takes a key ring out of his inside pocket and starts counting off the keys. He chooses one from the middle and uses it to open the door. Key time. When we go inside, we see that someone's been taking good care of the place. However, there isn't any furniture to speak of. Only some boxes of various sizes. At the very least, I don't choke on the musty odor of wet wood or sip on any rotting crush of flesh lying on the floor. Cigarette selects a relatively large box and fishes around it. He comes out with heavy-looking metal tools and gives one to each of us. Gives one to each of us. One is a dagger that one is a dagger a little longer than my palm. The other is a gun. The other is a gun. Maybe it's a bolo. Take these. What is this place? A battle station. One of several, in fact. Isn't there already a storehouse in the workplace? Why does it have not one but a bunch of battle stations? Well, I don't know why, to be honest. What? I think only qualified priests are told about it. Qualifications of which I still don't have. Something's going on. Hearing the term battle station while being given weapons really makes the whole I'm employed at the temple thing have more impact. Yes, the best holy weapon, a gun. Uh, Surely shooting the lost a lot of times to dead and like burn it and then boom. But that's how like they exercise things. Okay, then why did you give us this? Because we're going somewhere dangerous for newcomers like you. This is actually our standard loadout when we go out to clean. Yep. Not surprised about cleaning there. Well, forgive me if I'm not exactly thanking you for receiving a weapon. Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen a gun. Tickeret frowns and sighs. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem to like talking for very long. I won't say this again, so listen carefully. We're about to enter the Pestis field, okay? Pestis field. I know you said you came from outside the capital, but do you not even know what the Pestis is? Ugh. Uh, the Pestis. An overwhelming power that Humans simply cannot evolve. A generic name for a mysterious phenomenon that even modern science hasn't been able to fully explain. Yep, about 2,000 years ago, a world-turning cataclysm occurred. After the Pestis, man began appearing with, with men began appearing with strange wounds on them. They received a message from God containing the necessary strength and information to rebuild their lands. That's something I'm pretty sure I've heard before from the adults in the village. Secret begins to tell us about it as he performs his maintenance on the blade he holds. Making sure I'm still really loud when I'm speaking at least. Yes, it is. It's all new to me. Well, not exactly new per se. Okay. People back home would sometimes look to the sky and perform rituals. It didn't happen. They didn't happen on specific days. They just happened, and when the time came near. The villagers would drag me to a small altar space and not let me sleep. I would have to spend the night counting the stains on the walls. Interesting. What kind of stains? Blood stains? And when the sun rose, everyone would gather and we'd have a funeral service for someone. Maybe someone like a friend I'd always talk with until just the day before, or the lady next door who always said good morning to me. Good morning. I wasn't alone in this. Until became an adult, I never knew what those days were, or we did the rituals. I definitely remember how the adults would get red in the face and start shouting about someone arriving. Secret's explanation is similar to that. The pestis, stigmata, both are just unfamiliar terms for things I already knew about. That's probably what everyone in the capitals calls them. But I didn't mean to quick up. The pestis field what is obscuring our vision. To put it simply, this is a big area in which the pestis can occur. I'm sure even you two noticed the veil of fog on the path on the way. The veil of fog on the path on the way here. He really does ignore people. He really does just ignore people, doesn't he? The fog was drifting the whole time. That's because the field, too, always flows. Based on several external factors. I glare at him unhappily. Our eyes meet, but Cigarette ignores me and continues talking. Do either of you know how a fish hook works? A fish gets caught on a hook, and then it gets stuck on the bar on the other side of it. So it can wiggle free, right? Very good. Getting caught on the hook is one thing, but when the fish tries to pull itself off, it painfully rips itself apart. The Pestis essentially works like that. The more you go against the direction its field flows in, the more painful it is. Does that mean if you could predict its direction in advance, the Pestis wouldn't happen alone? Theoretically, yes. That's why the academics department does so much research on how the Pestis flows. But that's beyond YouTube. 6 dots. Slightly citizen Asiya. You felt them before while working, haven't you? It can be even worse. Blood spurting from your orifices. Permanent loss of all your senses. Mental abnormalities. All kinds of other injuries, just to name a few. Uh, I'm surprised you can say all that stuff with a straight face. That's all the normal stuff. When the true pests come, The Pestis comes. Diseases can spread and wipe out entire villages. In some instances, the ground simply decays. It happens a lot. But the temple is prepared for that. The academics department researches Pestis. The magic department runs it. The health department supports the injured. Dude, that's amazing. So cool that you know all of these complicated things. Yeah, well, I mumbled a single thought to myself. Is that why all the land outside towns, like my home in the capital, is so desolate and decayed? When I was getting ready to leave for the capital, the village elders stopped my ears off about not ever straying from the path they set for me. Was that all for a reason? Is it possible that the journey I took was actually a horrendously frightful one? This is all common now. The Pestis can take on several other forms. You each only have two stigmata, so you'll never have to face every dangerous varieties of it. But it's good to know in any case. Be careful not to cling on to anything. Understand? Let's head out. Almost dismissively, Secret tosses us the metallic items. He was right. All this horrible stuff wasn't quite sinking in for us yet. Even if that sort of incident occurred, it was always to someone else. I've never been directly personally harmed by the pestis. Maya and I exchange glances. She looks discouraged. She's probably thinking the same thing as me. I thought the three of us leave the battle station behind and head back out into the fog. Stop. Huh? This is where we enter the Pestis AoE. Make absolutely sure you don't turn around until I say otherwise. Also, if you hear anyone through the fog, it's an illusion. Don't respond or acknowledge it. What happens if we do? I don't know. They never told me. What the? But I've seen people cough up blood or be unable to see straight for a minute. Sometimes they just disappear and never come back. Never come back. If you're that curious, I won't stop you from finding out for yourselves, but it's nuts. I could swear we've been following Secret for a while now, but the fog is making it feel like time isn't passing at all. Even just keeping my eyes forward is difficult. This rule not to look back is bothering me more than I thought it would. My senses are honed so much that even the tiniest sensations cause me to jump. Secret told us our job for the day was to retrieve the remains of a human who was taken away by one of the lost. The forest is empty. No houses do stand along its edge. According to him, the lost that aren't under the pestis effects use the proximity to attack people at night. After Maya and I went back, the disposal team's main mission would apparently be to hunt for the lost that's to blame. If we were attacked in this fog, especially after the sun went down, it wouldn't matter how strong I was. I wouldn't be able to compete with it. It makes sense to me. And there are probably other members of the disposal team around the area too, obscured by the ever-present fog. Sometimes I'll hear something next to me. I usually can tell if it's a teammate or just an illusion. Maya tripped over tried tree roots. I trick a few times by now. So we ended up linking arms and taking extra care where we stand. Triple nuts. The only thing that stands out to me in this fog is the presence of that short, frightened girl holding fast to my sleeve and trembling. I can hear her breathing, ringing like a pounding in my head. The feeling of her small fingers is really getting to me. I see the downy hair on her arm being blown by the wind. It traces the hairs on the back of my neck. If I zone out now, the Pestis will surely claim me as another victim. To prevent it, I keep changing where I'm looking, but alright. Okay. Surely the sound of my rapidly beating heart and pulse keeps sounding like Maya. And so I end up peering at her face several times. My face is hot. I'm dizzy. Maybe the pestis is affecting me already and I haven't realized. Um, what is it? Maya, is anything wrong? My voice cracks badly. I immediately feel like shutting my mouth and climbing up. But she shakes her head without a word. It's reassuring to know you're here, Belle. I can't make out her face very well through the stick bug, but to think a precious creature like her is a human like me, an angel. What the hell? Belial, control. God give a kid this. Oh, come on. If you have time to be making idle chatter, then you have enough time to pay attention to the ground as well. Focus. As expected, as expected, security is always the one to is always one to dump cold water all over a good day. Instead of in his usual unfriendly tone, without turning around. Normally, I have thought he was a creep, but the situation being what it is, I should have understood his tendency to be hurt. Security isn't walking very slowly, but if he spots anything of note on on the difficult to see ground, immediately picks it up, examines it, and put it in his bag. I can see other things in the bag. Human figures, teeth. Sorry. I barely see the ground with this crazy fog in the way. We couldn't search for anything if I tried. How are you doing such a good job of it? You get better with practice. Thanks for the nice advice. That's a very good advice, by the way. Want help carrying the bag? No. Sweet. I was right. My circuit's gonna respond. Yeah, no. Oh, come on now. Well, secure without getting lost has been the only thing we've been able to do this entire time. I'm really getting tired of all this monotony, so I want to keep this conversation with him going. Otherwise, I start getting a little scared of this strange fog in the woods. Situation that I can wrap my below average intelligence around. Anyway, aside from the curse you said about not turning around, and this fog making it totally impossible to see, nothing here seems very dangerous. Why do you give me a bit? Why do you give me a blade? Well, wind conveniently blows through, covering up the sound of his voice. Oh, sorry, what was that? I think that when we were down today, you should study on how people in the capital speak. I just didn't hear you. Don't you think the wind in here is a little strong? Cigarette sighs in resignation and points at the gun Maya is carrying. temple made that. That also may be a common side when it comes to Pestis phenomena. The normal methods aren't enough to deal with them. You have to behead them in one stroke. And we can't expect you newbies to be able to do that with any ease. That gun has been enchanted with a spell. With it, even people with just two stigmata like you can at least slow them down. So you would need to run for your lives after doing so. Ah, so those come out at night a lot. But nobody knows when they start appearing or start wandering. So we all have to protect ourselves. After all, I'm the one who will suffer if there's more corpses to deal with. Also, that dagger is just a dagger. The way Secret keeps pointing out how I only have two stigmata is really wounding my pride. But just as I'm stewing over that, I realize that Secret's explanation today have been longer and have sounded more melancholy than normal. I'm still hearing that wind too. It's awfully annoying. I'm about to vent all these pent up feelings as a Secret that I've been bottling up, but then Maya thankfully opens her mouth to speak. In the end, his ears never hear my complaints. Q, what's good about having more stigmata? That is well, at the monastery, you just said more stigmata means yeah, more sacred power, but now that you mentioned it, I was hoping you could explain to me. Look, Sacred stops. He brings both his arm to his left side so that we can see him better from behind. And he angles the dagger he's holding in one hand upwards. He then lifts his other hand on top of it, opening his palm up to cover the blade, like he's about to stab himself through the center. But he wiggles his open palm a little as if proud of how dangerous it looks. If I swung my palm down, what do you think would happen? I mean, you'd stab yourself. What are you doing, you idiot? It's just an example. Now, what if I swung down? If I swung down with a hammer instead of my bare hands? Hmm. It might knock the dagger out of your hand. Correct? Well, halfway. There's a difference between someone with stigmata and someone without. The more stigmata appear on your body, the more you can get away with relatively minor injuries if you go against the Pestis direction, and the stronger its flow's influence is on you. And I thought having more stigmata makes you stronger. Basically, but you have the cause and effect backwards. It's not that you're stronger because you have more stigmata. It's that the stronger you are, the more stigmata will appear in you. So, whoa, so if I get stronger, I might get more stigmata. Maybe become fallen of Albans or something. Who can say? I've never seen anyone acquire more than they had at birth. Cigarette speaks clearly and bluntly, like he's ridiculing my hopes and dreams. Open his narrowed eyes a little bit and nor has history ever witnessed such a thing. And it starts moving again. Must be done talking. But I stay where I am, unable to move. Because just as Cigarette finished speaking, I heard a woman laugh. A chill runs down my spine. I get goosebumps. Like I've noticed something I wasn't supposed to. And I know what all those random noises I've been hearing are. I assume it was the wind. Yeah. Uh, uh, oh, sorry. What's been going on with me lately? I collect myself and go after secret. Still supporting my. Okay. A little bit chick. A little bit wobbly here. You think after waking. You think that after walking this far, it'd be close to the end. But it honestly seems like it's going even deeper. Months after, reverberate inside my head, growing ever louder, pounding inside my skull. The giggling continues to grow, and just as I think it's over, it bursts into uproarious laughter, becoming even clearer in my mind. Maya looks between me and our surroundings, her eyes full of worry. Yeah, are you alright? Dozens of crying voices echo in my head. I can't tell which sounds are real and which are fake. I can't tell Maya about this, since she doesn't hear it. That's my situation. I can only moan, steadily getting dizzier and dizzier. Each one of the shouts sounds like it's saying its own thing. But I can't make any of them out because of the roaring wind. But then one voice pierces clearly through to my ears. Please, somebody help. That voice wakes me up. I turn to the side in its direction. That one wasn't an illusion. I have no evidence, but I'm certain of it all the same. Somebody within the fog needs help. The scream was vivid and desperate and definitely human. This area is very healing. I have to go save whoever it is. Don't know about that. Secret's remarks about the Pestis curse flow through my mind. Maya. I give Maya sand a tug and bring it to Secret's back. I'm afraid she'd fall over if I simply let go. Sorry, I'll be right back. Yeah. I let go of her hand and turn towards a voice, then dash away. Hey, wait, where are you going? Hey, Belial. Damn it, the feeling is stronger that way. It's dangerous. You, what should I do? Damn it. I've always been an athletic person. Having to prop up someone else is one thing. Everything changes when I'm free to move about the way I want to. Maybe the athleticism gives me the kind of reckless courage I need to do something this rash. I run kicking off of the corners of rocks and using fallen trees as stepping stones. As the fog thickens, the crying voice grows equally clear. I see the worst case scenario in my mind's eye. Someone in the disposal team probably slipped, fell onto a slanted path, and tumbled down a hill. They're probably isolated from the rest of us within the fog. Even if they were lucky, their options are likely limited now. They might be bleeding terribly from the effects of the Pestis curse. Maybe there are too many stranded people for me to handle. But worrying about it like this won't change anything. I can't overlook someone in need. As my personal sense of justice tells me they're both still alive. I have to make it in time. I have to. As the wailing voice grows clearer, it begins to shift into a bestial cry. For for a while, and eventually, my feet start to drop. I think the tree branches I'm grazing are tearing the skin from them. I'm not used to wild, unkept trails like this. Feels like I'm running around the same. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to click again outside the window. Feels like I'm running around the same place over and over. And I have to keep running. The voice is crying out for help too sincerely for me to do otherwise. Again, probably it's a trap, you know. You never thought about this. I think it's somewhere around here. I stop and gasp for breath. Gasp for breath. The voice is so vivid and clear. Sounds like it's right next to me. I glance around as I carefully take the next few steps forward. Hey, is someone out there? No response. Six dots. I sharpen my senses, trying to catch even the softest noise as it slips by. As it slips by, but I can't hear anything. Suddenly, I see Cigarette's face in my mind, warning me about the pestis and its effects. Have I been altered by it? This is how it went for all the people who disappeared in the night back home. I ran out of energy to move. A sense of despondency, not fear, crawls up my spine. But it doesn't last long because suddenly a cry pierces a terrible silence, right next to where I'm standing. Startled, take my dagger out reflexively. I face where I heard the voice and carefully look around. Someone's definitely there, and that person has to be the one who was begging for my help. But I can't help but panic because that person, while they're a person, they're too. What I see is too profane to be called human in the least. What looks at what looks at first like a blood clot clearly has no sanity to its form, no matter how I look at it. Rips and tears have mutilated up the skin surface. Broken bones pierce and protrude from flesh. Looks like an injury from falling down this hill. And even then, the arms and legs are extremely swollen and colored a deep dark blue. Two blood clots, each slightly larger than a clenched fist, into the part of their body that must be their face. I don't understand what they are at first, but when the skin's still attached to the blood clots, and I see the human irises between, every hair on my every hair on my body immediately stands on end. Yet more blackened clots protrude from all over the body, pulsating to the fears of a beating heart. I refuse to believe this is a human. I simply refuse. It screams in unintelligible words, writing and writing and rolling atop the vomit and excreta produced from its cell. Okay, it doesn't appear to be able to see or hear anything. I can say nothing before this confounding sight. I can still hear cries echoing throughout the deep forest. After not speaking for a while, I finally move one foot and slowly take a step forwards. I began to move deeper, little by little, towards the sound. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't terrified after this. My heart might well have stopped from the unfamiliar, jarring sight. Maybe I thought I could save the other stranded people lying further beyond here. Or maybe it was my curiosity towards the unknown. Hey, oh, someone grabs me from behind and violently yanks me backwards. I already know who that voice belongs to. It's accurate. And the one who pulled me was Maya, who now supports me from behind. Are you alright? Hearing Maya's worried voice snaps me out of my dreamlike state. You followed me. I don't think I've ever been happier. Oh yeah, Sekiro. Oh, I'm so glad you're safe. Um, Kira and I thought you turned around and the Pestis got you. I'm so scared. You came all this way because you were worried about me. Thank you, seriously. Thank you. Seriously, thank you, Maya. Really. You're the nicest girl out of all the people I've ever met. I don't know. Going too far a little bit sometimes. You're just lucky, and so are you. Hey, wait a minute. The sounds I heard from this forest weren't illusions after all. There was a person here. And what the hell were you trying to do about it? Cigarette's voice is so low and unfriendly. As though he's trying to as though he's trying to desperately to hold back all the emotions welling up within him. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that I can't make out his expression. The coldness of Cigarette's voice cools down the air around us even further. I like to joke around with him like I usually do, but I can't, not in this situation. Mantu just stands there, blinking at the gruesome sight, panic clear on her face. She's never seen anything like it before. 6 nuts. Cigarette tosses the bag he was carrying at me. Every long strides, he moves closer to what I've discovered. As he performing an autopsy on the corpse, he turns over several parts and takes something out. The sticky sucking sound the flesh makes his blood curdling. He's found that the person's he's found the person's identification tag, confirming the person carried that mark him as a priest at the temple. The rosaries around Maya and my necks are used for the same purpose. Cigarette looks at it and mutters something. Someone's name, which he read off the ID tag. Q, this is. It's the guy from the disposal team who disappeared last week. Same because of the rain we had recently. He was lucky. Lucky? Lucky? My response to Cigarette skirt, monotone words, is helplessly astonished. Looking reluctant, he picks up the blood clots in front of him. You want me to carry him? Acoustic was going to carry a wounded person through this field, huh? You really hung up on this whole Stigmata thing. Yes, and hurry up, we have to leave before the Pestis comes. The girl gives a simple answer and quickly starts moving. I hear another cry from deeper in. Huh? You're just gonna keep going? I was an actual stranded person, not an illusion. That's what you said, isn't it? People are out there. If there's any chance we can help them, then can we bring the bishop here to help? Did you hear that voice too? Uh, Shut up already. What's that? You still not get it. This land is utterly and irrevocably cursed. Any living human that sets foot upon it will feel the Pestis effects immediately. Just like this one. I'm gonna confront the Pestis with his own strength. This is why I told you it was an illusion. Go with your excuses. And can we do something about this fog? You. No, nothing. He stopped fighting. Cigarette bites his lip and starts walking again. Still curious about the wailing we can hear from behind us. I almost looked back several times. When I remembered the man I just saw, the man cursed by the Pestis, when Maya and I decided to follow Cigarette without a word. And so our uncomfortable return trip continues. Temple corridor. The temple hospital is bustling. Maya and I stick with Securit as we hurry around. But in the end, neither of us are of much help. Securit does it all himself, everything from preparing paperwork to questioning others. You get the feeling that this is not the first time for Securit or the health department's members taking over the care of the patients. We sit on a bench outside the clinic. Expressions hard, waiting for him to come back and tell us to do something. As we're sitting there, Gret comes up to us. Hello, you two. You look absolutely shocked. Are you alright? Dr. Gret. Hello, Dr. Gret. I should ask you the same. Aren't you busy? I'm not so busy that I can take a break here and there. It isn't like rushing will make the treatments go any faster. Given in this situation, seeing her sipping at a cup of coffee makes Dr. Gret seems much more mature than usual. Normally, all we do is joke around, so I tend to forget Dr. Gret is an auxiliary bishop in the health department. He seems to have noticed how depressed we are. Terrible, isn't it? But cases have actually been decreasing recently. We're doing our we're doing our best here, but the best isn't something just anyone can deal with. It's a vicious cycle. We heal them and send them back, only for them to return a few days later with grave injuries. And being honest, as part of the medical team, I do feel a sense of powerlessness sometimes. Can you save him? We can probably extend his life if we focus our healing efforts on him. But even then, we can't be certain if he'll live. And the body weakens, so do does the mind. Sometimes, even if we heal the body, we won't be able to heal the mind. So if he does survive, it'll be up to him. It'll be up to him to keep on living. That's so scary. How do you stay sane seeing this every single day? Maya seems to be taking the situation even harder than I am. I feel a little guilty, considering it was my reckless actions which caused her to witness something that terrible. You need to think I was a healer. Maybe. Considering the situation, Dr. Gret's words seem rather than sudden. Seem rather sudden. I'm actually not. I'm just a counselor. I don't have anywhere near enough stigmata to be a healer. And it's rough. Really rough. Every day, weekend tired children come to me, saying they can find the strength to go on, telling me that they'd rather die than continue like this. Yeah, but I've never given up on any of them. Gotta go, Gret. You gotta use that healing touch. Now, here's what I'm doing counseling of all things in the temple hospital. Maya looks in surprise. Looks like Dr. Gret was right. Consider smiles and sighs a little. Perhaps shocks Maya's cuteness. Because I think it's unfortunate that we need to push everything onto children who have just left home. I have to do this. Let me just shut this down. Make the light. I've just left home. I read that again. Because I think it's unfortunate that we need to push everything onto children who have just left home. And everyone is going to say, well, everyone is going to have an easy time accepting something like that. She lowers her head as she trails off, seeming to remember all of the other people, not just us, involving incidents and accidents she's experienced. Yeah, but only for a moment. After that moment, he snaps back to the same old Dr. Grin, as if to expel the doom and gloom surrounding us. You two may be working for the benefit of the people in the capital, but others are working for your benefit in turn. Nothing makes us happier than being able to keep your spirits up through all this. That's what the bishop and I are here for. Uh. She gazes towards a man with brown hair who looks quite tired. He's reading paperwork from priests, wearing similarly white gowns and busily giving orders. I've seen him a few times. He must be the bishop of the health department. It lightens the burden a little knowing you have friends on the outside, doesn't it? The way she's able to quickly lift the mood and wrap up a conversation is amazing to me. And apparently, Maya doesn't feel that way. She looks uncomfortable, like there was still something she wanted to say, but she didn't. But she doesn't get a chance because Secret comes over, having finished up his task elsewhere. For some reason, his bangs, swinging to and fro as he walks, are wet. Well then, love one another as God loves you. Spotting him, Dr. Gret waves goodbye and walks over to the bishop from before. Come back. You, what's wrong? You're wet. 6 dots. The paperwork. Huh? Oh. Alright, here. His wet hair hanging dangerously around his head. The Gret snatches the folder containing our work in it. He starts muttering aloud as he reads it. He seems to be doing some mental math. 6 dots. Get the mood uncomfortable again. I watches Secret do it. She helped me out so much this morning. Now it's my turn to return the favor. We didn't get a chance to finish it all. What should we do? Secret eyes sharpened so much that I almost visibly flinch. It's difficult to come in halfway through partially completed work. The cleanup department. I'll have a word with the bishop, so you two can head back early and clean up the storehouse. You're gonna do three people's worth of work. Fancy to do it myself than to drag you along in my way. I mean, cleaning the storehouse can wait. No, listen. You're going to clean that storehouse. I won't say it again. Don't you dare make even more trouble for the bishop at this point. You hear me? Cigarette takes a big step in and points his finger right at my chest as he makes his declaration. The sting lingers for a few extra moments. Don't get full of yourself, too, Sting. Just because the magic department is biased towards you. With that, he heads back towards the workplace. I'm so fed up with him, I can't even think of anything mean to say as he leaves. To Stig, I'm sick of hearing that damn phrase all day long. Keep forgetting that if he took just one of his away, he'd only have two less wounds. Memories of him ignoring me flood into my mind like an avalanche, causing my anger to snowball. But as I think back on the things he said, I suddenly remember one thing in particular. Doesn't that mean if he could predict its direction in advance, the Pestis wouldn't happen at all? Theoretically, yes. That's why the academics department does so much research on how the Pestis flows. Right, the academics department. I've heard of them. But what do they actually do? I've known them from times I've been there that the library is part of of that department, but that's all. I can't remember hearing anything else about it. I'm so sick of Secret ignoring me. Well, I'm gonna show him a possibility he can't even imagine. To stick full of myself? Which one of us is really the self-centered one here? I'm gonna learn a whole bunch of things he doesn't know, so I never have to listen in silence to any of his long-winded explanations again. Imagining the shock on his face after I break his cells makes it a little easier to handle. Oh yeah, I want to go to the library. Huh? While we're at the job, Secret said we didn't study right. Let's take a peek at at the academic department's research records and learn more about this Pestis thing. I figured it will help us with our work. If I study, then maybe I won't bother Kyo like I did today. He didn't bother anyone. He's just way too sensitive. But what about cleaning the storehouse? We can just, leave it. That jobs like cleaning storehouses were something I did a lot of back home. I know plenty of ways to get out of them or leave them for later. I'd always plan on doing it anyway if I ever got assigned the job. Surprisingly though, Secret's words are bothering me. Bringing up the bishop for this. Shrewd. I thought he was a cat, but he's gotta be the rat. He's gotta be a rat. That's not my only problem right now though. I really cut off the conversation with mine. And now she's looking at me questioningly. And if I told her any of this stuff, she'd probably think I'm a delinquent. In the end, the only option I have is to head for that storehouse and deal with its rotten smells. Okay. Here we go again. Library. The library is quiet unlike before. I can't sense anyone here. A sweet scent of a familiar flower tickles my nostrils. It's the same scent as the first time I came here. But it's quite a bit weaker than it was then. Still, it does a great job soothing my end. Smells nice. She said she makes flowers into perfume. Irises. That's what they are. It's a scent of irises. Wow. Myra rarely lets her eyes clear like that. But she seems to love flowers. Whenever they come up, she gets really interested. I finally think back on her doing it before. Try and cover up how forlorn this space feels to me. Alright, I came here once before. The librarian gave me some perfume. You can have it if you like. Huh? perfume, but why would she? Well, this is gonna sound weird, but but I don't really know either. He just kind of gave it to me. Are you looking for any books in particular? As we stick to the shelves as quietly as we can, we suddenly hear a dull, dry voice addressing us from behind. I'm not even sure whether to call it addressing, really. It's more like a radio playing a recorded sound over and over. The voice's tone is flat and emotionless. I guess Diablo sounds more human and authentic to me when juxtaposed with that flat tone. Maybe they're an NPC. Joke. You know. Thank you, kind sir. Something like that. They must still have the same place on their watch. Since it's still morning rather than the time I usually come here. I figured the cleanup department and the academics department would have similar work environments. But that was a big mistake. Wait wait a moment. Those clothes. Aren't you from the cleanup department? This place is for storing the knowledge of history and growth. It isn't free for everyone to enter. We could we maybe just look around a little. Actually, the library in here, the library in here, so also very shaky at the moment. And it's impossible. We don't have any staff working here as a librarian. We come all the way here only to be discriminated against because of where we work. Seriously. Is everyone here brainwashed by the hierarchy politics of the capital? These bastards. Should learn your limits and give up. The moment of rebellious fangs in my heart starts to grind. I recall the face of the the face of the bishop here's a bit. The magic department has given me partiality. I think it's worth testing how much value the position gives me. That position gives me. Now that I've heard what the tubers have to say, I take a deep breath and then change my voice. How dare you? Well, well, do you not see the deep, shining obsidian color of my hair? Microorganisms, the disposal team. Huh. I have nothing to do with them. I am A2 Alternata of the magic department herself. You two mongrels only enjoy peace and security because of the blessings of magic. I will not stand for this rudeness in spite of the magical blood which flows within me. But there we go. We gotta use our cards. We finally played them. Now, command those filthy feet of yours to yield the way this instant. If you allow this woman entrance, I promise to be generous and overlook this little incident you've caused. What now? I await a wise decision fitting of the academics department. Ah, ah, ah. It's sure what they say about, about wonderfully acting shining. The two academics department the two academics department priests exchanged glances, then quietly withdrew. For once, I'm grateful towards the hale and hearty old dude in the magic department. Well, oh Maya, I think maybe I should have been an actor. Please don't do that again. For a while, we searched the library, carrying up every book we can find on Pestis and Stigmata. I feel the gaze of other priests fall on us from time to time, but they don't bother us. It's discomforting knowing I'm being watched, but they're not getting in our way, so Maya and I sadly focus on reading. And about researching things directly, the relationship between stigmata and sacred power is more complex than I thought. But since they don't explain things very clearly, I glance over at Maya, who is also reading several times. He's also reading several times in discomfort. Eventually, she notices, places the book she's reading to the side, and scoots over next to me. It says secret power is determined at birth, and that a person's number of stigmata is proportional to their secret power. Okay, really? Wait, then how are you supposed to measure your secret power? Hmm. It says normally those with three stigmata or above can see the Pestis, and also evil spirits as such. But that there are some people with only two stigmata who are able to see it as well. Oh, does that mean if we train our secret power, we'll be able to see the Pestis at some point too? I think that's a different issue. I don't know if it's related to how Q said your number of stigmata will change during your life. But there's also no examples of anyone who suddenly becomes able to see spirits at some point. Oh well. If you increase your secret power with special training or some kind of secret prayer. Okay? There are some people who believe that, but then what was all the stuff the magic department Bishop said about training my secret power? I'm not sure he sounded. I figured I'd be able to increase it. I really hope that guy is not one of those shady people with vain hopes and strange ways of thinking that reject knowledge and prioritize faith instead. That'd be the worst. New seeds of unease are now planted in the back of my mind, quickly darkening my thoughts. No, he couldn't be that much of an idiot, could he? What? Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself. What's this picture here? Huh? Well, do you really know? Do you really not know what that is? That's our Savior God, our Lord, who created the universe from chaos and restored humanity. This is a portrait of him. This is God? Six Dutch. I mean, yeah, of course I know. I was talking about the picture next to it. Come on, man. Seriously? I had a sneaky suspicion, considering how they refer to the Pestis and the Lost differently here. Apparently, their portraits of God are different than back home too. I have to study everything again, starting with culture. The number of books crammed into the shelves is making me a little dizzy. All of a sudden, out of the blue, something hits me in the back of my head. It feels like someone smacked me with something hard. I drop the book in my hands and quickly turn around. It's a priest in the academics department. I don't have to look far. In fact, a whole bunch of them are suddenly standing around us. Eek! With no time to even panic, two people's hands grab my collar. Everyone goes up Maya and takes her by the shoulders. But there were only two of them before. Hey, you bastard, what are you doing to Maya? I play my arms and legs, trying to get out of the situation as quickly as possible. The more I resist, the stronger their hold grows. Eventually, they hold me away. Question mark. Triple question marks. Since coming to the temple, I thought I've gotten used to my colleagues talking to one another in hush, almost indiscernible voices. I like to retract all of that right here, right now. The discussion being held right in front of me, whispered tones, is something that goes far beyond my understanding. They wear black robes, and in this dark room, I can't make out their ages or genders. They stand all around us, mouths rapidly moving. My hands and feet are bound to a chair. The more I struggle or even just move, the more tightly they squeeze, and the more panic I grow. A strange scent drifts to the room. They must be burning incense all over the place. I feel as though the scents are emptying my mind. That if I let go just a little, I didn't mean to click out the window. I pass out. I shake my head hard, trying to keep myself present. You bastards that even tremble in the face of God. Who do you think I am anyway? Well, we're well aware that you are Belial of the cleanup department. What? Word travels quickly at the temple. Also, whenever someone from the magic department brags about their bloodline, a small wrinkle appears above their left corner of their mouth. Priests of the academics department search and observe every day. Your little act wasn't nearly enough to fool us. Oh, shut up. Wait, that means you planned all this right from the start. We're interested in you since you came from outside the capital. Agreed. Agreed. We shall grant you the honor of being our new test specimen, a foundation for the growth of new knowledge. Agreed. 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 How are these guys multiplying? Where are they coming from? They remove the tight cloth covering my torso, and one runs a cold, smooth pen across my exposed skin. The ink runs across my abdomen that they draw across in an empty spot that appears right next to my navel. Okay. The pit of my stomach feels weak. I rapidly start feeling the blood rushing through my temples. And a bright silver light gleams right in front of me. I manage to suppress a shriek. No matter how many times I try to avert my eyes from reality, I know whether I like it or not, that it's a glint of a blade. I'm without a dog, a frog tied up as a test subject. New worlds of knowledge awaits us. Rejoice. This truly is a joyful occasion. Rejoice, rejoice. Ha 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 ha. The cold blade touches my skin directly. I snap out of my stopper. The scream I was holding in bursts out of me, but they don't show any signs of hesitation. The black shadows around me are making my vision spin. I finally find energy in my legs again. A new step to kick up about in the air. If they're doing this to me, then what the hell are they doing to Maya? My chair falls over and somehow I manage to flip over and crawl towards the door. And then I hear the door open and see a light shine into the dark room. Shockingly, the person who enters the room is someone I recognize. Ah, it's Lady Evelyn. Oh, Lady Evelyn. Ah, my. It's you again. The woman looks around and then slowly approaches and meets my gaze as I sit on the floor. Good day to you, dear guest of and seeker of curiosities. I see the breeze of winds of early summer have once again brought us together. Hello, scary lady. You really tricked me good. I haven't lied. But yes, I suppose I should introduce myself. Evelyn Violetta, Bishop of the Academics Department, at your service. Welcome to this space of welcome to this space of mine. I'm quite proud of it. She offers me a slight bow. The priest nearby, seeming to grasp the situation with my grasp the situation, undo my restraint. Without giving me time to complain, they hide themselves in the darkness and disappear from sight. This library has always seemed strange to me. It scares me to think it's been holding a secret like this. I thought they were really going to say to the thought they were really going to say to dissect me. Let's even up with them anyway. It seems my follower has have caused you a bit of trouble. But please understand, they are all boundlessly in this. They are all boundlessly innocent. When I see them blended in with the darkness and their eyes glittering with endless curiosity, why, it's blissful as though I've been placed beneath a wide open night sky. That'll happen. Why not like sometimes it blinks a little bit. It felt more like a bunch of wild animals looking out of their hidey holes at me. Here's Maya. Ah yes, the little one. With the most adorable fingers. What did you do to her? Oh, nothing. I admonished her and sent her home. I'm curious, what brought you two here? Well, I wanted to borrow some books. Book. You let me in last time, so I didn't realize the cleanup department wasn't allowed here. Hmm. Yes, that must have been my mistake. Then, very well, I shall allow it. Wait, really? The corner of her lips twist slightly as I respond, casting a dark shadow. This person is strange. The things she says are so kind, and she looks for all the world like an elegant, welcoming person. But for some reason, she gives me chills. Yes, of course. You are a distinguished guest of the magic department, after all. Please take your time and sate your hunger with this endless knowledge. The academics department bishop turns around and walks back to the door before stopping at its threshold. There must be someone out there. Abby, please show him around in my stead. Yes, ma'am. As expected, as she goes through the door, I see another person walking, and it's someone I've definitely seen before. Rose. I call her by the name I'm used to seeing. I'm used to using. She looks at me, eyes widening. Light floods in the dark room, and her once shocked face now calmly breaks into a gentle smile. I've never seen her make that face before. Okay. I'm surprised. Almost nobody ever calls me by that name. Allow me to introduce myself, the Belial of the cleanup department. I am Levian, an auxiliary bishop of the academic department. Rose is my surname. Well, but you're a totally different person than before. I really hope you're not gonna try and get out of this because you say you don't remember again. You see flustered, I can't blame you. Of the one of the 168 people who have been in contact with me, approximately 31.6% expressed interest in my unique life, while 60.6% expressed unique. What are you even talking about? Would you like a detailed explanation? I'd like a simplified one, please. A long story short, or TLDR, I'm a victim of the Pestis. Okay, so a little more detailed explanation, please. Sometimes the Pestis will affect a human on the inside. In my case, while I run no risk of infecting others or sustaining external injuries, there is a probability, albeit an extremely irregular one, where I enter a state of REM sleep. During that time, I take strange actions that depart from my usual modus operandi. The precise factors at play are still being researched, but as we've been able to surmise, it is not a mental disorder, but rather an activation of the central nervous system. Okay, a little more simple. I am a whimsical sleepwalker. Oh, I see. I'm glad I could be of aid. You don't seem as sensible as I think an auxiliary bishop in this department would be. There are many wonderful people in this department who read and write letters, but unfortunately, I am more boring than they are. I mainly keep our machines running. Machines? Oh, like printers and radios? Yes, as well as our own creation currently with the cleanup department. As you can see, all the departments work together. Huh. Anyway, I get it. The Pestis got to her. Just then another person comes to mind. An abnormal phenomenon where someone engages in contradictory actions as if they become a different person. And if that's true, yeah, likely Hako Akira is like, yeah, having also a Pestis as well. Does that mean you're like the cleanup department's bishop? You can think of it that way. You not remember anything when it's happening either. In most cases, though, but this time is an exception. I do remember my meeting with you, little Belial. Wait, how does that work? My meeting with you held special significance for me. Oops, I tried to pry, and she surprised me right back. She always seemed like she only said stiff formal things. But that one was really embarrassing. It seems like I'm the only one who feels that way, because she continues smiling as if nothing happened. And knowing what she meant by that makes it all the more embarrassing. I have a request if you don't mind. You can hear me out. What is it? Given my unique state of mind, the other me is like a separate person. And like I said earlier, it does not exist without a personality. I'd like you to be kind to her as well, should it please you. And when you feel you understand each other better, I have a second request to make of you. You're polite, but you really ask a lot of people, don't you? Hmm, I get that a lot. Then let me do the same. Got any recommendations for grimoires I can borrow? Grimoires, certainly. Lady Evelyn has given her express permission, so I will lend you as much of my knowledge as you desire. Are there any specific spells you were searching for? Is there anything like even a total blank slate amateur like me can use? Something that can guide me to victory. Are you able to read the language of of the Eastern continent? Hey, I didn't come from that far away, and this will be a difficult request. Okay, then just something that will make me a little stronger. We have that. You have that. You may borrow it for 1 month. Any late fees will need to be paid with the price of your body. You're joking about that, right? Nope. I sincerely await our next meeting, little Belial. Nobody leaves me with a polite goodbye and heads up. The library is astonishingly quiet. All the commotion from before feels like a distant nightmare. During the time I spent here, I rarely personally felt the, the admonishment about entering the library. With every inch of my skin, in fact. The grimoire she gave me is, like the other books, not full of stuff I won't be able to understand right away. I decided to keep it close for now. Everything went so well that all I have left is time. I walked through the temple thinking about the accident. The one thing that's been pushing me forward the most has been. Oh my god. We have to check back here again. Oh my god. My curiosity towards the unknown. Okay. I think carefully about the new knowledge I acquired today. I'm most curious about these strange unknown people. About those strange unknown people. Is the pest is really related to them? I need to find out the truth. There will be a lot of like checking back, I guess. Now then, alright. Time for afternoon. Where should I go? Our garden, workplace, library, stairs. Alright. I'll check both options for now then. We don't have a lot of saves, so sooner or later, like, we'll have like a lot of like, we have to back up again. A sense of inferiority because of how powerless I feel. This is the first time like I felt like this after not being able to do a job I should have been able to do. I can't keep denying it. The way I was treated today is really getting to me. But it will only get worse if I didn't ask for help. Maybe I should talk about it with someone kind and dutiful. Now then, where should I go? There's the other one. Yep. It's where we actually probably continue for now, I guess. So this is our route. Oh my god, how many part? I feel like this might be the same every time anyway. Like the flower garden, the only difference is like training guns and everything else. So yeah, we'll only be doing one at a time though, unfortunately. So let's try. There's also the stairs again. Let's try the flower garden. I wonder if we can check all this time anyway. Oh, it's so wobbly here. Let's remember what the angel's face looked like. I probably shouldn't know. Also, a lot of like, there's like glitchy thing here. I'm not sure if it's purpose or like probably because of my fucking Shitty ass GPU. Okay. They just makes look like, though I probably shouldn't know. And as proof of that, my memories and thoughts stop short knowing who she actually is. Every time I try to conjure up of an image of her, something seems to block me from doing so. I'm sure this is a test from her to see what I'll do. If she's a real person, then she probably doesn't know she's an angel. So she wants me to try and find her. Which is why she keeps appearing to me in my dreams. Or perhaps it's something different. Maybe this unidentified person's appearance in my dreams in the form of an angel is a type of warning. The kind that means something might happen once I discover her real identity. Now it's back to normal. Now regarding. On edge, I head to the garden. I find her standing next to the rose arbor. A heavy looking pair of scissors in her hands. I heard that I heard that Maya had made it back safe. But seeing her here, safely in the garden, sends a rush of relief through my body. It seems like she's in a bad mood though. When I raise my hand in greeting, she merely gives a single shake of her head without turning to acknowledge me. Her gaze remains on focus. Her gaze remains focused on the roses. Where did you get those scissors from, Maya? Buds. She moves the clippers open and shut as she silently considers her answer. Her eyes moving to and fro in thought. The scissors, which could be considered as a deadly weapon, seem extra sharp in contrast to Maya's underarms. Yet she handles them easily, the blades coming together with sharp snipping sounds. Actually, the bishop was just here a moment ago. Huh? Did you get in trouble for going to the academics department? She shakes her head. This garden it used to belong to the bishop. I wasn't in trouble or anything though. She just told me a few things. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's good. It seems just like her to enjoy tending a garden. It's true. She glances away again. She glances away again, and I follow her gaze to see that the roses look different than usual. A bunch of stray branches have been trimmed, exposing a pure white center. Right. Maya's probably searching for any stems that needs trimming. That need trimming. All the roses here are bright red. They have a name. They called Scarlet Maidland. Only self-sustaining flowers that can handle the cold that pervades the capital, can thrive here. Or so I've heard. Wow. I didn't realize there were different types of roses. Well, there's the most variants out of any other flower. Although Pestis cause rare living organisms to lose their homes. These rose in particular still manage to flourish somehow. There are plenty of other vegetations and flower. There are plenty of other vegetation and flowers that continue to thrive, and yet roses are the strongest due to their natural brilliance and fragrant perfume. That's just what I've heard, at least. Oh crap! Sorry for staring. You always get way more energetic when talking about flowers. Flowers. Well, I do really like living creatures of all types, though. I'm sure it's not interesting to you. It's not true at all. In fact, I think it's great. It's not a bad thing to be super knowledgeable when it comes to things that interest you, right? Come to think of it, I don't think there's anything I've devoted myself to. Very careful not to click. Ah, I've liked them ever since I was young. It's nothing I know nearly as much about. Everyone else tends to talk about clothes, their future, or romance, I guess. I'm pretty strange, huh? Not strange at all. The bishop must have let you use her sisters because she knows how much she loves flowers. Maybe. Liking living creatures and taking care of them are two different things, though. Snip. She brings the sharp blades back together again, clearly cutting through another rose branch. I love flowers a lot, but I never tried growing or nurturing them. I tried tending some morning glories once with my family, but mine were the only ones that refused to bloom before dying. And it's not just flowers. Even bugs and fish die in my care as well. Everything I touch seems to die. It's almost as if you're wrong. I quickly interrupt her before she can say anything strange again. There's no way you could kill anything with hands that pretty and a heart so kind. I'm sure it was just bad luck and awful timing. But how about that? If it really was bad luck, whose luck is to blame? Mine or theirs? Theirs, of course. I would say neither, in my opinion. Theirs, of course. You know how they say one's life expectancy is predetermined the moment they were born. The fruit of flowers and the fish died according to their lifespan, which is what led you to thinking you're a magnet for bad luck. There's a possible way you were the victim of bad luck, got it? Triple nuts. She nibbles on her lip, looking slightly embarrassed. She must know I'm right. I don't know about that. He set a requiem for the department, hoping a simple light be reborn in a new body. Almost like an angel. What's happening to you? I'm not exactly sure what significance the word angel holds in a religious sense, but it seems like a word that holds relevance within the temple. I guess the dream is slowly corrupting somehow or something, I guess. That's one thing I'm going to guess. Basically, it might have Pestis as well at this point. I try to think of something that might help Maya clear her thoughts a bit. But her expression seems as dark as ever. An angel? You think that word might have a more positive connotation? Do you think flowers, bug, and fish can sin? That's a very philosophical question, I would say. In fact, most of the time anyway. It's anything you do anyway, but consider people a sin anyway? Huh? No, it's more like they're atoning for the sins they committed in a previous life before becoming an animal. She blinks at me, almost as if in disbelief of the words coming from my mouth. She's clearly never heard about anything like this before. That's what everyone says back where I come from. Those who committed the greatest sins are reborn as animals. They can become a cockroach as well. One thing you can say. It's almost like by living as a natural creature, you get a chance at a clean slate and your soul is forgiven. Alright. Being reborn as an inarticulate animal in order to save my soul sounds kind of like a dream come true. Maya, Did something happen? No, not really, or at least I don't think so. You don't think so? What do you mean? There are crimes that weigh heavily against your soul, even without being directly involved. Which is why I don't feel like I'm able to make that call with full confidence. I decide to keep my mouth shut. Maya gazes off into the distance, clearly thinking about something before opening her mouth to speak. You can't run away from the crimes you've committed. You've committed. No one can take your place, but the role of angels is to lessen the weight of one's karmic retribution. You reminded me of this fact, or perhaps you were already aware of it. Nope, this is a first for me. We go together somehow. Whenever I talk to you, I always feel so much better after I feel the same way. You know, angels to me aren't necessarily beacons of virtue. Yep, that's so true. Her words spoken so softly, it's like she's talking to herself, shakes me to my core. Beacons of virtue. And how does she view angels? Could be neither, by the way. I just played recently a game about an angel, just like, just really committing, really just, really just murdering a friend or someone immediately. As I belatedly begin trying to figure out a way to backtrack, she suddenly turns her head to look at me. My heart throbs almost painfully. Fortunately, Maya doesn't seem angry or offended. Instead, it looks like there's a different problem weighing on her mind. Do you think you hate me now? Because of what happened? He was really angry about it. Even so, I'm the one who acted without thinking things through. I don't think he blames you for what happened. I just hope we don't have a falling. What do you think about it? Huh? I mean about what happened. Because it's possible No way. I stand by not wanting to leave an injured person behind. I don't think you did anything wrong. And also, it's not like I don't disagree with what Q said. You mean? He pauses for a moment, as if searching for the right words before answering softly. The people who get caught up in the Pestis don't live long. Yeah, that might be a typo though, right? People nuts. Which is why, well, it's why I really want all of us to get along. Plus, I don't think you meant anything bad when you said that to us. You really are very sweet. I don't know, you got it all wrong. Alright, if that's what you think, then I'll try a little harder, regardless of how he reacts. My word seems to calm her down. The frown that's been on her face since I arrived softening out. That being said, he should feel lucky that you care about him that much. There's something mysterious about him that makes it so I can never look away. Mysterious? He has this aura of carrying experience far beyond his years, despite being not that much older than me. I don't know where he's from or any of his friends. It's just like my sister said, you don't find guys like him, bro. He might be a boy, and yet his wrists are just as slender as mine. Probably because he works all the time and never eats. But isn't every people in the capital like, Maybe, which is why I worry sometimes about his health. You know, I worry about you too, Maya. You do. You don't eat properly most days, and you're already so small to begin with. And with all the work you're doing, you're going to end up collapsing. I'm honestly more concerned about you than him. I have my reasons. Oh yeah, so explain to me why you need to skip meals. I don't want to get fat. Seriously, you're almost excessively slim. Why would you even worry about something like that? Hmm, that definitely wasn't a compliment. Besides, you're the one who said I could stand to gain a few pounds. That might be what you think, well, but other people, it's absolutely false. First of all, it's strange that you can't eat, right? Because you're worried what ma- about what others might think. What if it's also pestis as well, by the way? People lots. I know Maya is sensitive about the word strange. I'm sorry, but I do really worry about you. Is there someone so special in your life that you need to go to these extremes for them? Huh? I don't. I mean. Flustered, she quickly looks away, able to hide the noticeable blush creeping over her cheeks. Can we just to drop it, please? To just drop it, please. That's what you want, then I won't talk about it anymore. Just be careful, okay? Sure. Let's change the topic. I kinda like to know more, about what you like. I mean it when I said I love living things, even animals. I like cows and chickens. Yeah, those two. And bugs? I like them as well. Frogs. They're really cute. I totally agree. Well, when you stare at me like that, you can't help me. I can't help it. I don't stutter there sometimes. My throat is like starting to okay, still struggling a little bit. Whenever you start talking about things you like, you get 10 times as cute. Jesus. I don't think I'm really that cute. Claire is far more adorable than I'll ever be. You two must be close for you to immediately bring her name up when the word cute is mentioned. Well, you see, Maya snips off one of the buds. She's been eyeing the shriveled up flower for a while now. Probably conflicted over whether to cut it or not. I'm just lucky that Claire likes me, for now at least. When she finds out the type of person I really am, she'll probably leave me. You're really a good person, though. You think so? Thanks. It makes me happy to hear you say that. I mean it. What do you like, Belle? We've just been talking about me this whole time, so I'd like to know what you like. Good question. Basically nothing. Never held more than a passing interest in anything. Since most things can easily be resolved without any serious investment on my part. Come to think of it, Maya's been the only thing on my mind recently. Come on now. Yeah, I like chatting with my friends in my free time, like now. You like to chat, or procrastinating and not showing up for work. I can see that disagreeable. I can see that disagreeable look on his face right now. Seems like a pretty good thing to like. I like talking with my friends too. Good then. Bias mannerisms are so subdued and minute that it's difficult to see sometimes, leaving me feeling vaguely uneasy. It's why I can't leave her alone. I'm afraid she really would vanish into nothing the moment I did. Okay, so that's it for that. Well, shall we meet again? Might as well commit to the route anyways. I'll just save there. It's not gonna matter. But I could just load it up later. And anyway, if I want to replay training guns, I'll be doing this in order. Please let me at least check all the options. I've read the temple, no. I've read that the capital is probably interested in Arn Alternata. Even for a new arrival in the capital like me, it only took a few days for me to understand her position. But what I know of her only relates to her being a mage. I don't know what she's like personally. Essentially raised in a bubble. She began learning spells as soon as she started reading her letters. Due to that, even as an adult, she doesn't partake of any food from outside her sphere, even on a whim. She doesn't play around either. She wouldn't even know what the dirty ball covered in soon together cloth is for. Could they ever imagine her, the eldest daughter of the Alternata family, sitting in front of a sandwich, not knowing what to do? And even if they did, imagine that scenario. I'm probably the only one in the capital who knew that her answer would be that she was waiting for a fork. The Arnie I know is exactly that kind of lady. And not anyone could imagine it. Nor would I expect she'd want anyone to know about it. Training grounds. As I awkwardly walk up to the training grounds, I spot a familiar face. Vivid hair color that doesn't match his place and a relaxed posture. It's Levy and Rose, who I just met at the library earlier. Oh, oh, if it isn't little Belial, I didn't think I'd run into you here. I could say the same. This is the room where the magic department trains. This is the room where the magic department trains. You need something from them. Yes. To tell the truth, I fortunately have something of a connection to one of the auxiliary bishops here. See. Auxiliary bishops, you mean Arnie? Oh, I do of course know I do of course know I'm shocked the other night now. I'm sorry. I do of course know Lady R. But I was here on a visit to her younger brother. Okay. Basically, what's it again? Forgot. Enoch yet. You and Enoch know each other. That's a surprise. I hear that often. If one were to judge a person based on the first information one receives. And as a lowly person, I am not fit to stand at Lord Enoch's side. Nah, I'm more meant to your personalities. I don't discriminate like that. Well, you have me there. Would you like to go in together? But you're here because you need something just as I do, yes. Well, yeah, I guess. Sure, let's go in. Navian opens the door, and naturally, I follow her inside. The magic department priests all stop their chaotic goings about because of it, and one by one, they yield the way. Arnie, having spotted us, walks over, her expressions a bit dubious. Are you two here together today? I must say it's a rather unusual combination. We actually met just outside. Have you been well, Lady R? I've been quite well, thank you. I see you're looking well yourself, Sister Lavian. As I wait behind Lavi, Arnie sticks a smile over to me, then bows her head. I get embarrassed and nod back. I'm not used to stuff like this. It's making me self-conscious. May I ask after Lord Enoch's whereabouts? Enoch? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. He left but moments ago. I see. The icon of loyalty himself is away. That's unusual. Okay. I'm still struggling to read right now. I'm sorry. I may need to sleep soon as well, anyway. He should return soon. And if you'd like, you can take a seat and wait for him. Oh, but I couldn't. Levi looks up and meets my gaze. Is she trying to figure out how I feel about this? What are you looking at me for? Aren't you planning to speak with Lady R? What? No, I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm sure she's really busy anyway. Aren't you, Arnie? Maybe that reaction came up as a natural. Arnie's face clouds a little. She lowers her eyes and brings her fingers together before eventually looking at me again. In that case, I'm very sorry for the wait, Brother Bell, if it's alright with you. Would you like to wait inside with Sister Lavia? Not the two of us. Yes. I mean, sure. I have no objections either. Arnie finally puts her hands down. Thank you for overlooking this rudeness. I'll be right there away. I'll be only a few moments. Alright. I guess it can just be the two of us today, which isn't a big deal for me. Actually, I prefer it this way. What, you plan to build a harem? I'm just kidding. Being face to face with her would just be uncomfortable for me. It's my second time in the hot water room. Lappy stands out against its immaculate cleanliness. To the others, though, I probably look every bit the outsider as she does. You're certain about this little Belial? Nothing to be certain about. I was never against this to begin with. I think that once in a while, if you have something to say, it would be good to let it out. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. The chance to do so won't always be right beside you. Despite how you look, you're pretty nosy. Have I displeased you? Nah. I was actually started up thinking the same thing. She really picked up on that. But I'm serious, I wasn't trying to get out of being with you. Really. Well then, I'm honored to hear it. It's true. I was a little hesitant to have a face-to-face meeting with her, so something happened between you and... Nah, not really. Just me thinking too much, probably. You're worried about something? I guess so. Not worth telling anyone, if you ask me. And it would be rude to say it to you anyway. You're worried about something that has to do with her. But she's the last person I want to talk about it with. It's the fact that I'm worried about something would make it harder on her. Such problems do sprung up from time to time. Now let me ask you this, Isabel. Are these worries ones that that you'll find an answer just by worrying about it. No. And why is that? Because it's something because it's not something I can do anything about. I don't have the right I don't have the right to decide, and neither does Arnie. I already have made peace with it several times. I don't have any reason to hate her or avoid her. It's all set in stone anyway. And yet I still feel uncomfortable coming face to face with her. It's probably not resentment or avoidance, but a much more personal issue. I think I just lost my sense of what attitude to have and what expressions to make. And anyway, yes. Nothing, I said too much. Never mind. You can tell me. No, I figured it out as I said it. If I was able to help, then I'm glad. And also, I still don't have enough information about her to stay at her side. Having such a seemingly attentive audience, I suddenly find myself blabbering away. I want your objective opinion on this. What kind of family are the Alternatas? The Alternatas? Yeah. You know a lot since you're an auxiliary bishop of the academics department, right? Oh no, you think too highly of me. Hmm. The profession of mage has been inherited through the bloodline for ages. There are many mage families, but they are all rooted in the same place. Did you know that much? Yeah, I've heard that part before. Well, mages tend towards reliance on the divine power bestowed on them by their genes. Memes. In that sense, the stronger the bloodline, the more excellent the abilities you inherit. You shall. No, just kidding. That's it. Enough memes for today. The other nuns are direct descendants of the mage family, with the most surpassing bloodline. I see. Huh. So that 1 in 3 stuff was family rankings. Now that you explain it though, it seems really old-fashioned. The tradition has been passed down for a very long time, in fact. The issue is that mages don't stop at temples. Their reach extends into politics as well. Politics as well. That situation is especially grave here on the northern continent. Enough so that one could say the capital is currently ruled by dictatorial mages. If you're even pulling out the word dictator, then people must not appreciate it much. They don't. Many have been harmed by the various forms of discrimination advanced by mage supremacists. The main examples of it are a person's number of stigmata and the color of their hair. Their hair color. Children born in barren lands tend to have less pigment because of it. Some say it has a direct link to one's level of secret power. For mages, black hair is considered sacred, while white hair is instead treated as the lowliest of the low. Interesting. Is it really? Though Hakla Kiran looks like much more powerful than it. From a witness anyway. From what I witnessed of war anyways. It's like I've heard that before. Discriminating based on the hair color. Guess the capital really likes putting people in categories. Marcelli, discrimination time. More discrimination. It's like picking teams based on rock, paper, scissors. Funny we talk about rock, paper, scissors. Well, they don't tend to have any other responsibilities keeping them busy. I was worried this would be awkward for us. Olivia Rose seems like a more helpful person than I thought. Maybe we'll find that out on the other route. Sometime. The Alternata family originally had three siblings, and after an unfortunate accident, Elizabeth Alternata, the only one left, has taken the leadership of them. Wait, what again? History. Okay, she had three siblings. Okay. Excluding the Cardinal, who normally never appears, you could say Lord Elizabeth holds the most powerful position in this nation. Well, then his only daughter would be. Yeah, the next family head once Lord Elizabeth steps down. Although things change if she becomes engaged before that. Engage. The word comes up, so suddenly it makes me shrink a little. That would explain why Lady R seems different from usual today. Different? How? I've never seen her make a personal request of someone before. Six dots. Frankly, I was astonished. Did you notice, little Belial? No, I didn't think that far. She asked me to do stuff a few times, like to stay at her side. Then you'll have to get used to accepting the fact that someone likes you. Is that really the type of guy I seem to? Is that really the type of guy I seem to like? I seem like to you. It's so scary at times, by the way. Anything could happen. I'm hearing the ropes again. I think you would know that best, little Belial. Check that again. Before I have a chance to think too deeply about it, a closed door swings open. Harley is there, having calmed her breathing before entering. I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry for making you wait like that. Don't worry about it. It wasn't that long anyway. And anyway, we got to talking, so it went by. So it went by in a flash. Harry takes a seat next to Lavi on the sofa across me. There's a good heads worth of height difference between them. So I start getting confused about who I should look at. Seems like a rare sight for a priest of the magic and academics department to be sitting right next to each other. No, not at all. Our departments regularly exchange information, which means we have many opportunities to collaborate. It isn't just these two departments, either. All of the departments within the temple are working together. Of course, the academics department does research based on information acquired by the magic department about the Pestis. And the health department can use that to implement effective healing measures faster. And the cleanup department cleans up all the crap that the process creates. Sigh. I feel weirdly disappointed. But I guess it wasn't originally its own thing. Just a disposal team that used to be part of the magic department. Please don't say that. The cleanup department is a vital area that supports the very life cycle of not only the temple but also the nation. Without the cleanup department supporting everything else behind the scenes, the coordination we have would be impossible. I guess maybe. But, well, anyway, it seems like communication is actually pretty important at the temple. Huh? Communication between groups has been treated as crucial for a very long time. In fact, we hold goodwill competitions to foster exchange between departments. We do it every year, where all four departments compete against one another. Dang, it's like school festival, sports festival. Didn't know we had events like that here. Oh, but of course, the priests who uh, work here live restricted lives in many ways, so they need the chance to, well, vent and scream with a lot of pace. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to keep working here for years on end. I find myself kind of surprised to hear you say the word vent. Mhm. The Goodwill competitions are certainly done with an emphasis on promoting interdepartmental exchange. In many cases, the criminal department won't participate because of their significant workload. The health department can only participate in certain events. It's evolved into a rivalry between the magic and academics departments. Ah, right, I figured. Still, Belial, won't you be in the magic department by the time the next Goodwill competition is held? I don't know, it sounds fun, but I wouldn't be able to participate in very much, would I? The two girls stay silent for a moment, looking at me. Why would you think that? I believe it would make good use of your abilities in the Magic Academics battle. Indeed, the Academics Magic battle is a perfect stage on which to make your abilities known to the temple. I'm happy for the flattery, but I guess I can't quite wrap my head around it. And why not accompany me in the trip? Now, I don't think we need to go that far. This may be a very selfish desire, but I'd very much like you to stand with us during the Magic Academics battle. It's very hard for me to say no to her brave attitude, so I'm the one who shuts up this time. And on the verge of awkward silence, descending once again, Navian sits herself and says, "You mean the academics magic battle, yes? I'll think about it. Right. If the Goodwill competition is a yearly event, does that mean there are others? We're considering other major events. There is the Holy Night Festival held at the end of the year. It's a festival we hold in the capital to celebrate the Holy Night when our Lord was born. If it's a temple thing, then why does the whole capital do it? In essence, the temple is the focal point of the capital. The main job of the magic department is to maintain the barrier around the capital. The Holy Night Festival strengthens this barrier, and until dawn breaks, the priests all rest. Rest? Does that mean we could leave the temple? It does indeed. Although I would stay behind to guard the library. After dropping that characteristically casual but meaningful remark, David abruptly stands up. And then I should be on my way. Already, did you come here to see Enoch? I can't leave the library unattended for very long, and I might run into him on the way back. I'm sorry I was unable to offer you much of anything. No. You shouldn't have barged in here without notice. Next time I will come quietly and bearing gifts. I'm pretty sure she's talking to Arnie, but she's looking over to me. Let's enjoy your time together. Ah, and come visit the library every once in a while too. Sure, take care. Just like the first time I met her, the priest left as suddenly as she arrived. The room fell silent without her continuously driving the conversation. I started to get nervous. What kind of thing do I usually talk about with her again? Until the Holy Night ends and we welcome in a new dawn. Perhaps picking up on how I feel, she began stopping first. The soft tones of her voice and her comfortable expression don't seem to share any of my discomfort or tension. When the priest leaves the temple to go on a journey, they return to the homeland from whence they came. Would you mind telling me a little about your home, Brother Bill? My home? Well, sure, but it's not that interesting. What did you want to know? Why don't we start with the flora and fauna native to it? And then how the seasons change. How the water tastes, what it feels like when the air tickles your skin. I want to know everything about the place in which you were raised. Oh, sure. Here in the capital, you can always hear merchants shouting or machines running. But back where I used to live, you could only hear one thing at this time of year. Cicada. Cicadas. There you go. Cicadas are really loud bugs. These really loud bugs. But they have really short lifespans. They cry at the top of their lungs too, for a while, and completely die out. And you can't hear the cicadas anymore. That's when autumn starts. That sweltering, humid smell, the slippery sensation of the bug repellent that adults will put on my skin, the sounds of the fish swimming in the river. Memories of those days come back to me after being away for so long. I tell her about them, almost like I'm delivering a monologue. I would have thought it would bore people. But Arnie actually seems like she's listening. In the summer, the overgrown weeds would get tripped. The fragrant olives would bloom. And I guess autumn was here. I was never very interested in plants, and fragrant olives have a strong smell, so I didn't like them very much. Now that I look back on it, those flowers were kind of like you. They blow off their tree branches and go straight up towards the sun. I'm worried that you would see such a powerful memory in you would see such a powerful a memory in me. Eh, I'd like to show you them sometime. But that's enough about me. What was it like when you were growing up? Well, I brought up in our family estate from a young age, where I was educated. I knew things existed outside the estate. But until coming to this temple, I never saw them. Right? Hear that? I see. Ever. Well, save for Enoch bringing me all sorts of flowers. Ever since coming to the mansion, he liked to play outside. The flowers would tell me of the changing seasons. Really, guess he's always been a hopeless romantic. Yeah. I wouldn't have done it quite like that though. What would you have done if he had been in his shoes? I probably want to surprise you once in a while. There's pretty stuff all over the place outside. But there's just as much weird stuff. Must have been boring looking at flowers every day then, right? Boring. That does seem fun in its own right. Thank you for informing me of a new way to have fun. I'll mention it. If you're having fun, I'm having fun. And you'll be able to see the sights of your home during this year's rest. Actually, I wouldn't go back, even if I had the chance. It was fun remembering the day-to-day life there, but I value my freedom over my home village. And that's of my own accord. I don't want to go back again. I can't go back. A place you left of your own accord. Have you ever felt like everything was too restricting? Like instead of listening to other people all the time, he wanted to try just leaving the capital. I wanted to do that. I want to do that. There's so many things I'd want to show you. I'm incredibly grateful for how considerate you are. I have never once considered my lack of outside knowledge to be unfortunate in any way. God has granted me my position as the eldest daughter of Alternatas, allowing my duty to protect them. I cannot think of a greater honor. I remember what Lavian said to me. And you have to get used to accepting the fact that someone likes you. Yeah, but that's exactly what I don't get. Uh, I'm sorry. I must seem like quite a boring woman. But no, I think you're totally interesting. And even if you were boring, I don't think that would be your fault. The other mages can do this for her, but I can do it. From her perspective, I know of so many things that would shock and amaze her. Like cicada shells. The creatures would probably look so strange to someone who never saw the outside and only heard about classy things. Just imagining her beautiful eyes widening in surprise gives me a fluttering feeling inside my chest. And there's more. Cats that can sleep. I see something. I swear. Can slip right out of your grasp. A little bit right now. Nothing. The two nuts inside the sharp chestnut. This world is full of things. Sure, if there's anything else. You only understand by seeing them personally. Just talking about them will never be enough. That's true, to be honest. You know, if you're really set on accepting me as a part of your family, you're going to want to brace yourself. Oh, I can assure you that that I am fully prepared. One more again on this? I'm really starting to get dark. I can visit one more place, but then I have to head back. Oh god. Alright. This is where we save. Yes. Unfortunately, it looks like there will be a lot of parts for each day then. Infirmary. I'm also going to check the stairs again. Infirmary. Here you go again. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just kidding. I have to find the door to the infirmary closed, which is unusual. I assume the infirmary was always open, but I guess not. There's a small sign hung on the door, decorated with cartoon bears and butterflies that simply reads "Be back soon." Looks like I just missed her. That's too bad. Guess I'll have to come back another time. Okay, that's enough for that. Simple corridor. Normally, you see a lot of people going through at this time, but strangely, the area in front of the dormitories is empty. Instead, the temple is more noisy now. Is something unusual happening I'm not aware of? An immaculate white silhouette passes by the empty dormitories. I immediately feel goosebumps, thinking I hadn't seen it right. But soon I hear a familiar voice. Its owner stands at the bend in the hallway, muttering to herself, "Repentance, repentance." Why are you walking around saying something sinister to yourself? Ah, that form and that voice. Why, that must be Brother Belial, yes. And repentance is not a sinister word, not in the least. I mean, when someone like you walks around unsteadily, it makes them look like a ghost. Uh, the ghosts walk around particularly unsteadily. You know, like they just float, I guess. Well, I mean, from your point of view, wasn't it graceful? Huh? Oh, I suppose it looks strange then. Hang on, this conversation is going all over the place. If you just say whatever springs into your head, I won't be able to keep up with you. Fee fee foo. Sure. Um, fam. That's kidding. Have you ever seen a ghost? No, I don't want to. I'm a little too busy to bother learning about dead people. Dead men tell no tales indeed, but well, there is much in this world that is visible, even if you don't, even if you don't wish to see it. Like what? Who knows? What could be out there? God. Quit getting me to ask questions. Then something visible, even if I don't want to see it. You might as well be talking about reality at this moment. As unpleasant as that thought is. Something I need to acknowledge, even if I don't want to. Something I have to accept in order to live in this society. It's the start of an annoying lecture. I just know it. And I'm sure you have something to say to me for going off on my own like that. Oh my. I'm gonna have a sit down and really reflect on it. So at least let me defend myself. I just couldn't ignore it. I can't hear the voices of the dead, but I can definitely hear the voices of the living. The dead must be so lonely. It's not as bad as leaving the living to die and then not hearing them anymore. Now, I suppose you can't understand that, Bishop, since you supposedly hear the voices of the dead every day. No, the voices of the dead do not reach me. Thus, I do pray for the sake of the living. Six thoughts. Hey, just why were you repeating the word repentance like that? Because the time for that prayer has come. It is unfortunate, but we have brothers and sisters in this world who, unlike you, are unable to voluntarily repent. Hence, I will offer prayers to God, so that we may all walk the proper path of atonement. That's your responsibility as bishop, I guess. Yes, as a bishop, do certainly serve the world in order to fulfill that duty. But even where I'm not a bishop, I would likely be doing the same. In our sinful natures, not having anyone to offer prayers alongside you would be most lonely. Here's what I should think. Jeez, you're just too nice, Bishop. If someone sins, that's it. They just have to live the rest of their life in shame. Yet everybody sins. That's their opportunities for repentance too. Provided equally to everybody. You are no exception. So when the time comes, I'd like you to come see me without shame. Please. Ideally, it wouldn't ever come to that though. Hey, have you ever thought that you have sins too? Of course. I constantly shoulder the burden of sin, just like everyone else. People die every day. The cleanup department job to look that immortality in the face. The bishop's position must be far heavier than I imagined. I've gone on working at this temple for a long time. Will I always be able to endure that weight? To tell you the truth, even though it's kind of unbelievable considering how they usually are, you're pretty amazing. I guess you're not the bishop for nothing. What do you mean by that? I always put my best foot forward. That's rude, you know. I'm an adult. It was a compliment, seriously. You're a really reliable bishop. Wow, a compliment. However, a bishop's responsibilities cannot yield to trivial matters like these. Please, ascertain as much with your own eyes. Got it. The bishop leaves me with that. And returns to the temple. He's such a weirdo. Whenever I think about how incomprehensible she is, it gets me pretty uncomfortable. But it's it that fine chilling sensation I felt back then. That that must have been a different person. Temple lobby. Oh my god. It's nicely inside the temple. A lot of people have gathered here. I assume to look at something. I insert myself into the crowd, looking in the same direction, not knowing what's happening. And at that moment, the crowd goes silent. They all watch the balcony as people appear on it. They come in all at once, wearing the same black robes, their figures implying at first glance that they're muscular men. But I mean, it's basically for like whatever. I don't know what. I was going to try to say something, but I forgot completely. At the tail end of them is someone I know, Bishop Fakru. She has her head down and her hands clasped together. Her expression is one of hard silence, as though her conversation with me before was now in the distant past. I can tell something big is starting. Disciples must dedicate their bodies fully to God. One such disciple, however, has committed an impure impact with the opposite sex, and in doing so has created new life within her body. We have thus judged her a heretic and brought her here. The person in front repeats himself several times. Well, I do know what's going to happen here, isn't it? I feel like, Blondie, whoever they two, enough so that everyone in the crowd can both see and hear him clearly. My heart has been beating quickly. Unease thoughts on my body as I frantically look around. Someone who should be here is not present. I can feel the blood rushing through my temples as my pulse quickens. And then amidst all my anxiety and fear, you say something new. But because she has never sought to correct her heedlessness, we cannot speculate on who her partner was. And too loudly and clearly for me to ignore. He calls out her name. A familiar one, which she attached the unfamiliar word heretic to. The heretic immediately appears. There she is. Or so I think at first. I can't be sure. Her appearance is so miserable and wretched that I almost failed to recognize her. She was probably confined to a cell all day. A cell all day. Her clothes are ragged now, covered in stains and dirt. And it's the only two guards behind her tugging on rush chains that allow her to bathed unsteadily. Her long mess of hair had lost its sheen, hanging over her face, a rag curtain on the window. Bishop Hager's name is called. She takes a step forward, positioning herself in front of the heretic. The heretic teeters and writes. She under the effect of some drug. Because her hands are tied behind her back. Someone has to grab her to keep her from falling. The woman who now stands in front of the filthy one brings her hands together quietly, never breaking her undaunted posture. Blessed Holy Mother, full of joy, today one of your lambs shall have all her sins washed away, accept a peaceful death, and be taken into God's arms. The bishop's voice is dreadfully flat as she begins to chant a prayer informing us of execution. The fact that it sounds just like she did this morning makes me feel faint. Everything that's become normal at this point makes this with abnormal sight in front of me. My mind is nowhere near able to accept it all. I couldn't make it out. Couldn't make out the rest of the prayer. It's apparently over. As the bishop crosses back over the threshold with one robe man. Only field now remains in that space she vanished from. Her shoulders so thin now they look like they might fall off. Trey is unable to endure the mounting pressure. I was in the crowd watching her to begin raising their voices in criticism. Some in the crowd break down into tears while others hurl abuse at her face, at the same time as they speak ill of her in lower tones. She stops at the sounds of the lamentations, turns this way for a moment. One glance is all it takes for me to realize how much thinner her belly area is. For a few moments, she squeezes out her last breaths until suddenly she looks up and shouts, "I've done nothing wrong." In the name of God, her scattered eyes shine from behind the bangs hanging below her forehead, not filled with sorrow but with pure wickedness. It feels as though her sharp gaze is directed at me. I find myself unable to breathe. In response to her unexpected act, one guard uses a burning piece of metal to brand a mark on her waist. That makes her start walking again, okay? Okay, the odor of burnt flesh, a girl screams, and the tearing of silk filled the large room. I shut my eyes against the sudden nausea and quickly cover my mouth. That, however, is apparently not enough. Vomit and tears leak through the gaps in my fingers. The people around me notice something's happening. I move away, muttering insults at me. Collapse on the spot, my knees are limp. You can see myself being able to stand up again. The end of a long day finally draws near. Once I calm down after seeing the shocking spectacle, the anxiety flooded into my mind. Did she die because of me? Wouldn't they seek me out next then? To be honest, if I'd be lying if I said I never wish that she would just disappear from my life forever. That's what uh, that's what has me so scared. To ignore it, and my stupid conscience keeps making me look back. As a niece piles upon a niece, the words we cannot speculate on who her partner was, swirl around my head, reprimanding me like some kind of evil curse. I go back to my dorm and thinking about it. On my way, I see Secret opening the door to his room. And I've never seen him in the dorms before. Nobody ever went in or out of that room during either morning or night. So I figured it was an empty room. But considering him, it makes sense. Makes sense the room is his. You were next door to me. His reply is completely incongruous with the question I asked. Maybe you should pay more attention to. Maybe you should pay more attention to things. I can tell what his face looks like since it's hidden by the door. My skirt, chilly reply ruins the calmness I finally found and eats away my mind. I want to grab him and question him further, right this instant. But at the same time, I'm too scared of his reply to knock on his door. Even after holding up in my own room, I can't wipe away with unease. I press my ear to the wall. The slowly beating of my heart is the only thing I can hear in this quiet room, and it's making me sick. Just how much time have passed? Just how much time passed? Eventually, I hear a sound from the other side. A soft one, like a bed spring moving slightly or closet opening. Surprise, I bring myself away from the wall. I might be hearing things, but the irritation sinks its claws into my mind, not letting me peel it back away. Another room, it was another room. Nobody is listening, but I say it to myself anyway, as if making an excuse to suit. My room is the only one between her room and his room. And at the time, I was in her room, I think. And it's confident in my memory. As though something is crawling into my brain and rearranging things. I put the blanket over my head, take long, deep breaths filled with anxiety. I doubt they'll stop until the sun rises. Day 5. Before we end here, though, we'll check the other choice and see if there's anything new. Or is it the same as other? Okay, we're back here. Where's the next time I load this? It will fully load the dialogue. Save 6 now. Let's go back a little bit. Load. Did I not save the last one? No, I did save. Take stairs. Do the same thing. If skip is available, not really. It's a different one. Claire and I have fairly similar interests. Claire and I have fairly similar interests, but that didn't extend to our preferences. Our choice of food, for example. I can't stand salty or spicy things, so I don't season any of my food very much. As for Claire, though, as far as I can tell, she loves both sweet and greasy foods. She ate whole chunks of cheese and butter, for example, without a care in the world. We can still be together, though, which I think is because of the consideration we show each other. Even if her preferences are a little different than mine, it's not hurting me at all. So I figured it wasn't worth talking about. It's going to be clear. I passed through the noisy central lobby of the temple and entered the hallway leading to the rear gates. There I see the dark emergency staircase. I close my thick walls on all sides. It's quiet inside, almost like none of the hustle and bustle is actually happening around me. Although this place is completely covered in dust, and the air Covered in dust, the air soothes my soul, even granting me a strange sense of relief. Why, hello there. Okay. I don't think I can finish this today. My throat is like really hurting. I might continue this a little bit later. So for now, we're gonna stop here. Just so we can take a break. Probably in the afternoon, I guess. Hopefully nothing else. So for the meantime, I'll save it here. And we're gonna stop because I'm going to go back at least anyway. For the meantime, I will stop here because my throat is not gonna last long a little bit at least. So for now, if I do come back, then you'll hear me again at least. And then we'll finish this a little bit. Probably won't be that long. It's probably 30 minutes, I guess. So, yeah. In the meantime, if I don't come back though, well, I may start Skype you, I guess. All right, I'm back. Making sure I'm like close like Microsoft Edge at least. Like every time I freaking open a browser, it is always opens anyway. So let me just close that. So hopefully it will not be an issue. But yeah, we're not continuing this and finishing part four at least of recording. Again, I'm really sorry if I had to take a break a little bit. So like something going on earlier. Yeah. So I'm just going to grass a little bit. So I'm just like checking here. Yeah. They take the start of the aside aside from like the meat hallucination, I guess that's what I'll call. Like this, like the start of like when they select like the actual thing, like meeting Bayan, I guess. So yeah. All right, let's start. Let's continue. Why, hello there. Again, I'm still not gonna voice act though because sometimes my drone is just lately. Is that gonna be good? Or at least it would have had the high pitched, cheerful voice, unsuited to this peaceful, quiet space had not interrupted things. Okay. So from what I can guess with the other place, like there's one place that is just like kind of a bait. I guess if you really want to like, I guess for speed running or like doing it to like certain joys or things if you want, then yeah, you can just use that. So I guess I would still showcase it, but like I'm not sure if it will affect that much anyway. But like I guess like checking the empty ones are also like not good and will not cover it just for like for everything at least. So for this one, I will continue this one to my next play, I guess. Like the same. Marry that again? Or at least it would have had the high pitched cheerful voice and suited to this peaceful, quiet space had not interrupted things. Oh, Claire. Don't jump out of me like that. You scare me. I didn't jump out of anywhere. I've been here since before you were. Since when you were going down the corridor. Wait, you were in the corridor? Yes, I happened to see you there. But you didn't seem to notice me, so I secretly followed you. But why bother sneaking around? You could have just said hello. Well, I just did, remember? Sure. That's some shady stalking, you know. I think the blame belongs on those who allow such stalking and sneaking to happen. From now on, I'd like you to pay more attention. Assassins could be small like me, creeping and crawling around in the shadows. Okay. Are we playing Assassin's Creed now or something? It was fortunate it was only me. But if it had truly been a killer, then nobody would bother coming after my life. I'm just a priest. I don't know about that. Like, have you seen, like, do you remember the fight from the day tree? The world is home to indiscriminate murderers who don't need reason or rhyme to kill, you know? Yeah, like in day three. Ah, how terrifying. And what does this terrifying little girl want with me? Sure. Nothing in particular, really. I just wanted to say hello. Are you free? As you can see, I'm free as a bird. More importantly, do you have time? But of course, if I didn't have free time, I wouldn't be chasing around a priest who definitely looked like he most certainly did. Hey, not necessary. It seems like it seems like she wants to keep talking here. But there's black dust stuck everywhere in the stairwell, including on the banisters. Without a choice, I take out the cloth, hold it a couple of times, then set it on the stair for appropriate size. Set it on the stair of appropriate size. Have a seat. Have a seat. The skirt must be expensive, yeah? Oh, how chivalrous, despite your appearance. Again, not necessary. I will happily accept your show of goodwill, good priest. Claire picks up her skirt hem and takes the seat quietly and modestly. I take my own seat a slight distance away. A dim, dusty emergency staircase and a flowery young girl is not a juxtaposition even villainous movie directors would think of. I mean, that's a thing. I feel like I should know or remember that there's some media like that. You always carry a handkerchief. Not exactly, but today I happen to have it on me. Seen from up close, Claire is almost like a doll. She smooths out the wrinkles in her skirt with her petite hands. Her nails are like gemstones, and her light blue hair still seems to have a luster even in this dark space. Dolls don't talk though, and as if to prove it, her small mouth, done up in light pink, immediately starts saying all sorts of things. I see. And you must have prepared it this morning specifically to have a seat on these dusty stairs. Still to think you would do so just to sit here alone in an emergency stairwell nobody knows about. You're surprisingly delicate. Should I say, or perhaps simply dar. Of course, my alone time has been ruined by a certain chattermouth. Okay? That's a good thing. I came along, right? When you had some free time. Right. Thanks a lot. Also, that's not a handkerchief. It's a scarf. It was in my luggage, but I don't really use it anymore. Oh, so it's a personal item of clothing. I see. It's certainly red enough, isn't it? The color is what convinced you? Red and black. Blood wouldn't stand out on it. Perfect for an assassin. We're still talking about that. Well, in terms of colors, I prefer blue. Oh, and pink, I suppose. Your skirt is blue too. The body. Never mind. Indeed it is. The abundance of frills is in style in the capital as well. Makes no sense to me. If that's true, then all of my belts are definitely in fashion as well. I don't know about much about belts. But customized habits certainly do appear to be all the rage, especially in this temple, and especially in the cleanup department, and especially in like every Square Enix game. The regular ones don't fit me. I suppose it must be difficult being so short for a man. Oh come on, I'm not that short. There's plenty of people shorter than me here. But there are also plenty of people taller than you here. For example, the magic departments. I declare, here's something you may not know. And keep on growing until age 25. I never knew that. What scholar is your source? Me. Trust me. Source, just trust me, bro. I thought as much. And being a little shorter than others comes with its own benefits, such as kicking someone in the nuts. Can be beneficial when you're running away. That's a positive way of looking at it. What kind of benefits? I can stick up behind tall people without them noticing. Like that person in the magic department. I believe you are still a bit too tall to do something like that though. Oh, just forget it. Claire smiles playfully. She must be enjoying this conversation. Sure she does. We're not even talking about anything. And yet with her, I can't help but feel like I'm coming to my senses a little. With how heavy the air in these quiet spaces, Claire's high voice sounds louder than usual. The walls also create reverb, and I can feel the slight buzzing vibrations in my ears whenever she speaks. It's interesting. It kind of feels like we're cut off from the rest of the world. Yep, in a secret emergency staircase. Come to think of it, I heard you're collecting temple rumors of some. Yep, collecting temple rumors or something. Are you asking if I collect rumors? Yep, an eavesdropper, I guess. Yeah, so do you? Well, I do. I Cleon Miasalis. I'm a walking font of information here at the temple. So why do you look so sad about it? It's just when someone asks you something like that so boldly, doesn't it make you want to deny it outright? But no matter how I think about it, there's really no way to deny it. So, meaning you don't lie. For me, the temple is like a nation unto itself. It really has everything. Even like a child, like a parents deceiving geezer. All the priests have food, clothes, and a roof over their heads here at the temple. I don't want to let even a scrap of information escape me. The temple would be a much nicer place if more people had positive outlooks like you do. No, I think the current atmosphere is quite nice. After all, incidents and accidents are occurring every single day. Just like in day 3 and whatever happened in day 2. Geez, I really hope not every day here has an accident or is an incident. Hey, if you got any fun rumors, let me hear it. Hmm, I have this nugget of knowledge for you. It said that 80% of rumors created by a group of people are false. I never knew that. What scholar is your source? Why, it's me. Just trust me, bro. I thought as much. And how do you tell which rumors are true and which aren't? Well, I can say it's perfect, certainly. But false rumors usually have one thing. In them, the real ones, in them that real ones don't. Malice. Malice. I normal summon, malice speed or mouse, and you will scoop. People at the temple all love spicy gossip of all kinds. Complicated relationships, complex and contrived incidents. Yas. Let's go. Anything that tells them about someone's weaknesses. Carelessly telling someone rumors like those will only damage that person's reputation. Nothing more and certainly nothing less. Yeah. Especially now with like whatever fucked up technology we have. It's even easy to make freaking fake things now. Yeah, you're right. I'm quick to hear, but slow to speak. That's how I do things anyway. That's how I go as well. I've seen several times already how quick the temple priests are to pick up on rumors. It's about a specific person. That's probably what all those rumors. The empty-headed cleanup department priests have been tirelessly spreading about me, even just this morning. You've probably heard a bunch of stuff about me then. Well, I certainly have. You're an object of interest right now, Lord Belial. Yeah, these last few days have really shown me how popular I am. So I guess I can't be too happy about it. These rumors you say you've heard about me, they're about the magic department, right? The particular information is closer to fact than rumors, if I'm being honest. And you have more than that, don't you? Hmm. Like about their auxiliary bishop. Oh, wait. Am I being interrogated right now? Yeah. Uh. No, I just wanted to know what kind of rumors were floating around. I want an honest answer. No, but it's not really rumors. It's more like fact, huh? So I really was the only one in the dark the whole time. Rumors travel faster than the wind here. So please don't get so depressed. As people cut from the same cloth, let's do our best. Wait, we're definitely speaking the same language here, right? Yes, I do believe we are. Why? And what do you mean by cut from the same cloth? Hmm. Why don't you read my mind again to find out? No can do, I'm out of juice. It's a secret. Hey, rumors do travel faster than wind here. So when the time comes, you'll find out. And who am I? Who am I going to find out from? From me, of course. Just trust me, bro. Well then, why can't you just tell me now? I could, but you look so confident that it made me want to bully you. Hurry. I can't help my confidence, you know. Rumors. Come to think of it, real rumors also have something that fake ones don't. Evidence. Naturally, I wouldn't mind sharing a little of that sort with you. I understand better than anyone what it feels like to be bursting with curiosity. Well, thanks. What kind of evidence? Such as, for example, the auxiliary bishop of the health department being terrible at cooking. Anything aside from sweets, I suppose. Health department? Oh, you mean Dr. Gret? Yes. Her food comes out tasting strange, as though she mixes up the spices and the order of the recipe. I'm a personal witness to it. But this one can be doubted. Okay, but if you found out for yourself, that's not even a rumor anymore. Still, that's interesting. I bet our sweets are best in the continent too. I feel the same way. Still, I didn't leave any leftovers. It was my first food in 3 days, which means everything is delicious. First food in 3 days. Jesus, like I think everyone in this capital almost don't eat anyway. What? Are you on some kind of crazy fat diet? What? Oh no, it's a personal matter. You see, I'm already light as a feather. It's just that my reach only extends to certain things. Ha, if you keep going without food like that, you're bound to turn into an actual feather and float away. If that truly would let me fly, then I'd certainly like to try. What else you got? Hmm. Let's see. I know that the two new employees in the health department are siblings. I'm sensing a trend here. Alright. I actually do most of my work helping the health department. I am a priest in training after all. Huh. So you're not just carrying around supplies. I only have to do that once a month. I like to see much more of the temple. That's why I come to help out. Usually 3 times a week. 3 times a week. That's right. I wasn't supposed to come in today, but I ended up heading here anyway. Coming to work on your day off. Must really like this temple, huh, Claire? Are you doing this on purpose? Doing what? I came all the way here to visit you, Lord Belial. You're a buffoon who knows nothing of a woman's heart. That can be certainly true. Sometimes. Wow, Lady Miyasadis came here just for me. Wow, what a genuine honor. That's all. Then your reaction were like, whoa, she's so cute and she came here to see me. Jesus Christ. And then your heart starts pounding. I feel like maybe you watch too many movies. I don't know what I expected from you. There were plenty of kids younger than me back home, but most of them were just barely toddlers. If I could have stood the place for longer, if I could have stood the place for longer, I might have been able to watch over them as they grow up. But then I wouldn't have met Claire. She is really cute. Feel this may be slightly early, but I must get going soon. It's very close to my commute time. In case, Sir Belial, love one another as God loves you. Taurus. Listen, well, take care. Come to think of it, why do we say love one another as God loves you as a standard goodbye here at the temple? Don't know. I figured it was in a holy book or something. It seemed like something only priests would say to each other anyway. Oh, despite my not being a priest, nobody ever told me about that, so I never knew. Everyone else did it all the time, so I simply decided to imitate them. Jeez. And that right there seems like the adaptability that allows her to survive at the temple. You should come visit again tomorrow, Claire. Oh, well, I need to give it thought, considering how you reacted just moments ago. But why? Come on, don't be like that. I was shocked, so shocked it felt like someone had boxed me right in the air. Wouldn't it normally be more like someone hit you in the back of the head? No, no, no. When you're hit near the ears, you hear a ringing in your head and your vision starts to spin. Didn't you know that? They're like an asatary. I mean, no. Why would I? Then you simply lack life experience. 6 ducks. They're not in your usual cheery voice, but it sounds somehow ominous this time. At the same time, though, I figure it's just my imagination. Yep, probably just your imagination. Like this dark enclosed space is making me worry too much. But if it wasn't just my imagination, then it was the fact that even she probably hasn't realized her own secret. It's still quiet around us, without any birds out the window, and right next to me is Claire, seeming anxious at how the conversation suddenly faded. Seriously though, won't you come again tomorrow? I want to talk to you more. Oh well, if you insist, I shall consider it. I can give no guarantees, however. I'm happier just considering it, really. I'm quite honored to, really. He spoke the last bit in such a soft voice that it didn't create an echo for once. I give her a firm nod, and then we don't visit her again. This time, both choices will have like. I think this is now skippable, I guess. Yeah, so we can just skip this. At the end, they'll stop until the sun rises. Here it is. End of day 5. Oh well, I think. Who? I think it's like what I will continue tomorrow. This choice. Unfortunately, I don't know if like this one will have like if in case like there's an afternoon as well and like both will have like double choices. For now, I will end it here to this meat pile anyway. Overall, well, we get into like kind of like more horror parts of the game at least a little bit. Like even some of the like even the academics are also like a bit of the range when it comes to like thirst of curiosity as well. So we have like the magic department who has like a geezer that has a form of a child, which is already more than enough to be creepy, of course. And then we have like the academics department where like where the priests there are lunatics for thirst of knowledge. The cleanup department will always have like dirty rumors, I guess. That's basically so far. So what leaves us like health department so far are pretty much like probably just on like the appearance. Probably there's much more like but again, they're probably like more of like the safe ones anyway. So yeah, overall so far I'm enjoying this game. Probably I am not done yet playing this today though because I'll be probably doing day 5 as well today. For the meantime though, I will now take a break for real a bit. So unless I really took a even harder break again, unfortunately. But again, I'm just like I have not recorded or like not continued this game for a while now. I didn't have a chance like last week, and it was really terrible. So yeah. For now though, this is where our session ends. Next time though, we'll probably entering day 5, part 1, and then for like later on, we'll be like I feel like we only have like 2, probably. I'm not sure how many days are in this game though. So like at least like those spoilers, but let me know if I'm very near now at this point onto like the end, and then basically after that, after we reach like the end or endings, we will now check like the other day branches and see some more like talk to the other departments. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for HSSH for now. part 4. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you see you next time in part 5, day 5, part 1, I guess. So, yeah. Bye bye. And may stars guide you.